Shit. I should probably tweet something.
I should probably open up all the things.
Mackie hates me, I think.
Nah.
I don't know. You should have seen the look he gave
Wait.
me.
Why does our live stream suddenly say the name of the movie? What?
Why don't you just say the name of the movie?
Stop saying live stream, and now it says Capital Punishment live stream. Like,
Stand by.
all right.
Capital Punishment.
Like our last episode.
Was that? I don't even remember that now. Because that movie was bad.
Yeah, but it was also still the last one.
Are we actually on the line now?
We should be. Yeah. But
Oh,
Just
okay.
changing the name.
I don't know if we can change it
Hang on.
midstream.
Changing the name.
I am hanging. I'm just talking, Chuck. It's okay. Talking doesn't affect anything.
It's like stopping your pee midstream. It hurts, but it's possible.
Oh, cookie.
I don't know. Let me go back and refresh. Refresh. The Jurassic Games live stream. So now we have to go back to naming that every time?
It's just easier if I do it when it starts.
The day of.
Because then we won't get like 5 or 6 pile up and
Okay.
forget what they are. I'm usually on that screen, but because we were on the no quarters last time, I hadn't logged into it yet. Yeah, checks out.
Yeah. Math checks out.
I get it. Get it.
Did you already tweet? Or
No, I've been trying to fix that problem.
Chuck.
Chuck, they're just simple questions.
Chuck,
man.
that's my work day. Every day.
You're a little
Every
defensive.
single day, that is, hey, I fixed this thing. Oh, what about this? Wait, you haven't done that yet? What were you doing?
It's okay, man. Just ask it.
Okay. Talk to yourself. Stop talking to me so I can think of a tweet.
All right. Well, there it is.
Did life find a way?
We were so busy concerning ourselves with whether or not we could. We didn't stop to ask ourselves if we should. Whatever. Yeah, that quote.
I almost wish that had been delivered in this movie at some point.
We spared no expense. We spared lots of expense.
Top chat, no. Live chat, yes. Pop
Yeah.
out chat, defo.
That would be nice if they could just, set that. Like, I don't ever want to see this top chat bullshit ever.
Top chat.
Tap chat.
Top chat. What the fuck is top chat?
I don't know.
It's like, what people want, not everything.
Some messages, such as potential spam, may not be visible. I did not know that there were options. Have I been missing live chats? Huh.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily show all the...
Not missing it this week. Nobody's shown up yet.
Hey, where are y'all? Come to us. Watch us talk on the internet.
Nah. Nah.
Please
Nah.
He's up there, Emo Phillips.
like, rate, subscribe. Ring that bell.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy BMFcast. Like, subscribe, ring that bell.
Come listen to us talk about his brand new thing.
Oh, God fucking Christ.
God fucking Christ. Did I just retweet a problem?
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't reading it.
It's gone.
Okay.
Retweet that.
God fucking Christ.
I have a new follower request. What trash person wants to follow me on Twitter? Who could this person be?
Who could it be now?
Do I know you? Oh no, you're locked down too. The fuck is this all about?
Who can that be knocking at your tweets?
Oh, do I know this person? I'm trying to think if I know this person.
Yeah. You should follow. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You then unfollow them.
Well,
Don't think on it too hard.
he's not my boss.
You're not the boss of me now.
Updated tweet.
Updated
Life is
tweet.
unfair.
Retweeting again.
What?
What's the matter, man?
Another
No.
typo?
Nothing. I gotta.
What's the matter, man? It's okay. It's gonna be okay.
You all right? What's going on, Chuck?
What's that happening?
Why the long face? You're like a horse that walked into a bar.
Nay.
Hey, Chuck. Do you like Imagine Dragons?
God damn it.
Do you prefer vinyl or CDs?
I can't believe we fucking nailed Jens to the wall with this.
I thought mine was good because I mean it's a valid question because I know he doesn't like
Right.
He doesn't like vinyl and it was right there. Right? Someone, if anyone in this world was going to say CD,
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, it was
Jens.
absolutely a perfect setup for Jens.
But I think he's onto it.
We got to hit him with a Sagandese at some point. Or a Ligma. Good old Ligma.
Dog isn't happy out
Sit,
there.
Boo-Boo, sit.
You all good now?
Yeah.
All right. What was wrong?
The Twitter link goes out and it's got the old information on it, so everything's fucked.
Everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify.
It's all right. I'm going to retweet it anyway. Life is unfair.
This dog's pissed.
We are just a wee bit early.
Just a wee bit early.
Nah.
Well, we used to start at 9,
Nah.
so we can banter for a few minutes. Bill's here.
Bill's here.
Bill's here.
Bill's here.
Bill's here. Zoe.
Bill.
Zoe.
Glad we're all on that page. Good job, everyone. Well done. Handshakes all around.
Shakes.
Shake it, baby. Where is it?
There you go.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Everybody's just being quiet.
What is that sound?
Everybody look what's going down.
I get it.
Well, I guess we should start since nobody wants to banter.
Yeah.
I thought. Nah.
You thought, nah?
Give it another minute. Did anyone Discord it?
I did. I made sure
okay.
to do that thing.
Did anyone?
Did anyone do whatever Chuck's gonna say? Anyone?
What's the matter, buddy? you seem kind of morose.
What? No.
Yeah, you're glum.
No.
Why so glum,
These
chum?
Things are broken.
What's broken?
Things. Live stream things.
Oh,
What?
It's just that tweet link. It's fine.
I know, but
It's fine.
I was solving a problem by renaming the episodes, and
I know.
because one system's dumb and the other one isn't. And
It's okay.
It's YouTube, man.
It's
Forget about it, Jake. It's YouTube.
It's actually. I think it's Twitter. I think it's Twitter.
might be Twitter.
might be Twitter.
Yeah, because
mean-
the link in Discord picked up the correct information,
Yeah.
but the one on Twitter, I guess. Well, I don't know. I can't really tell if it did.
Oh,
Life is unfair.
see you later.
All right, cool.
Have a good night.
Bye, dude.
We'll be sure to turn the lights off when we leave. Oh, man. The only thing I like about having a Fitbit is actually seeing my sleep analysis. Because
Yeah?
it keeps track of like how often you wake up and when you're in deep sleep and when you're in REM sleep and when you're in light sleep. I wake up a lot,
Do you?
but it's apparently normal. It's like 11% of my night I'm awake. Yet that's like typical is for my age at least. It's like 11 to 15%, I believe.
Okay.
So it's like because I always thought I'm like I wake up like all the time. Like I wake up 4, 5, 6 times a night. Apparently
Really?
it's like 20, but it's like little micro wake ups.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few that are like sustained, 10, 20 minute things.
It's just where you like just
What's
kind
your
of
thing? What's telling you this?
wake up and roll over. or
Wearing a
something.
Fitbit
Oh,
while I sleep.
Fitbit.
gotcha.
Wearing a fat
But I
bag.
don't get much deep sleep at all, which is like the actual restorative sleep that you're
Yeah.
supposed to get.
How long does the charge last on that thing?
Like 5 days.
Yeah,
that's
the
pretty
Fitbits
good.
go forever.
That no, that Amazon thing. The Amazon little watch lasts like 30 days on a charge.
Really?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
That's what they say.
No,
I don't
actuality.
I don't believe them.
No, I know like 3
Yeah.
people that have
I don't
them.
believe 'em.
I mean, the thing about the Fitbit is like I really like their software. Their app's really good, and it kind of does all the things I want. What sucks is like the scale that they sell that does like the body mass by sending the electricity up through your legs and stuff. It's like $120, and I'm like, for a scale, no.
No.
Especially when the other ones are like $30, but it's like sign up for our Chinese website account to get your information because you can only get it like having it sent to your phone, basically.
Look, don't worry about that, man.
Oh, I know.
We've lived for millennia without having
I know.
electricity shot through
I
our
just-
legs to find out our BMI.
I just don't want the robots to know my body mass index to
That's
be able
good.
to identify me even easier.
The only
That's
scale
why I don't have a Nest because they're just going to turn the heat up in my house to make me
Right.
leave.
in the middle of the night.
That's how they're going to get me.
Bake
That's
you
how
to
they're going to
death.
flush me out. Suddenly, my house will be like 120 degrees, and I'll be like, "Oh, milk is such a bad choice."
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I gotta go outside. Robots take me.
Yeah,
Robots take me. I gotta go outside. It's too hot.
yep. That would be me. I would
The
become,
triumphant
I would
return.
become Patrick Warburton and then stumble out of my house and be killed by a robot.
I kind of welcome it.
What a way to go.
Yeah.
Right. Just remember, the only scale that you ever need in your life is right inside the entrance of a Publix.
I do like that scale. I also like the blood pressure machine.
I don't like something. I don't like a fucking robot being able to choke my arm or something.
Yeah, I am worried that one day it's just going to like lock up,
It's gonna be like doot doot doot.
and then the
Nope.
police are going to
Yeah.
come. And they're going to be
Choke
like,
me, robot
We've
daddy."
been looking at your browser history, sir. Come with us. And I'll be like, no, I don't do weird stuff.
Your cholesterol is too high.
Yeah, time to die.
Re-education camp. Zzz. Not. I've seen that Beavis and Butthead episode where they get trapped in the fucking thing. Not having it.
Not got that.
Nah.
I've seen most of them.
Wouldn't be prudent. Not at this juncture.
That's blood flat. All right, let's do a podcast.
All
All right.
Pipe.
Here we go.
Pipe.
Okay.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey! BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Episode 432
Nice.
numbers.
Right.
So I'm Harlow,
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
and what we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is we go ahead and watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie, come in here and talk about it for the first half, and then we rate them. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They got 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot Job.
Robot Jocks.
Hooray.
That's a good movie.
However, bad movies, they get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags, as in giant bags of trash in which we wish to put them.
Bad movies go there.
Throw them away.
Discard them.
So, because Chuck is the keeper of secrets, even from us sometimes, are we starting a theme month?
Not really.
Oh, you're just fucking with everybody.
Well, you'll see.
Okay. It's a theme month that
Apparently,
even
all
we're not
these
privy.
movies will be loosely affiliated.
Okay.
No.
No?
No.
There will be some common theme
I
that
don't
we
know.
will eventually discover.
What are we talking? Are we doing Are we secretly doing a year thing? Like, have we been
No.
doing something for half
No,
a year?
we would
and I
tell
haven't
you
fucking realized
next time
it?
we do that. We're going to tell you we're doing
No.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
We're not going to wait until
that
you
was a
figure it
social
out
experiment.
in July.
There was an assumption based on the potential quality of this movie that led me to say, well, if we're going to do that, we might as well do some other things that are probably going to be equal to that.
Oh.
And so let's get them all out of the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
theme months to be revealed later, but this week brings us brand new,
Yeah.
at least this year, 2018. We don't usually say that. 2018's Jurassic Games.
Right.
The Jurassic Games.
Sorry, the Jurassic Games.
Yes.
I didn't put
Jurassic
I didn't put the on the chyron for the bottom of the live stream. Sorry,
Whatever.
it's just Jurassic Games.
Yeah.
Well,
BJ found this movie.
I did. I don't
You
even
did?
remember how I found it. It was like randomly on Twitter, somebody that I guess you guys don't follow because I figured you would have fucking seen it. And I was like, Jurassic Games, it's dinosaurs plus Hunger Games.
plus Ready
Why
Player
have
One.
I not heard this?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I didn't even know that part. I was like, why have I not heard of this? How did this fly under the radar? How have the rest? I'm usually the last one to know even what movie we're doing.
I think because we hear something like that, we just assume it's the Asylum,
Well,
and we're
you-
like, we're not going to watch it,
You posted the trailer in our Slack channel, and I was like, BJ, what are you doing?
which I never watched.
yeah, and I just
I went in cold
I went
to
to
the Jurassic Games.
IMDb and I checked two things. I checked production company, not Asylum. Check. Checked filming location, not Bulgaria. Check. Okay.
Oh, so
we
it's filmed in Czechoslovakia.
No,
filmed in Oklahoma.
Oh,
where the
where
wind
it's-
goes
it
rushing
comes-
down the plains.
I keep forgetting there faster than I could.
You're welcome.
So yeah, I looked at that and
I'm
I
a
was like,
mighty wind.
yeah, this this might be something. So we
Yeah.
should get that.
I did kind of look at it before I posted it, and it seemed like it was
Yeah.
not gonna. It had potential to not be like the dumb, shitty thing that we hate.
It might be
And be a dumb-
okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
It might be a good bad movie, an enjoyable bad movie.
movies are okay here.
Made in Oklahoma. Okay.
That's all we know about Oklahoma.
Yeah, pretty
All-
much.
That's it, yeah.
Oh yeah, we usually do a plot summary before we start rattling off all this other dumb shit. But
Yeah,
we
well-
kind of did already. But you know,
No.
Fire it up.
here goes. In the near future, 10 death row convicts are forced to compete in a virtual reality game that pits them against dinosaurs and each other.
I take umbrage with that plot description because they were not forced to compete. They were not forced to compete. It was voluntary.
That's the closest to the actual plot description we've ever had in a plot
Yes.
summary.
That's why I decided to
All right.
nitpick it to death
All right.
Nope.
as far as I could.
They were given the choice to die or join this.
They were
Right.
already sentenced to death.
yes.
They are not tributes.
No.
No.
I mean, yeah,
And it's not a
they did volunteer.
horrific dystopian society. It's just what are you guys doing?
Yeah, it's like a 10, 20 years from now society.
I mean, entirely possible that could happen.
I mean, it's the Running Man
Yeah.
feature of
Yeah.
just
Yes.
like, yeah, all right, there's this one thing on television that's really gross, and if you think about it, there's 5 or 6 things on television right now that are really
Yeah.
gross. So,
I bet there are also like 10 or 20 other things on TV that are really gross.
oh, I'm sure, yeah,
But at least this one acknowledges, hey, people protest this.
yes,
People do not want that. Like, there are people out there who are like, man, what the fuck are you people doing?
yep.
Didn't they protest in the Running Man as well?
I believe
there some-
so.
I
I
think
think
there was
that was a
some-
distraction at some point. But yeah, so
Anyway.
also this movie part Running Man.
Yeah, part Running
Yes.
Man, part Jurassic something, part Hunger Games, part Battle Royale.
It's also part that Gerard Butler movie where he got
Gamer.
accused. Yeah,
Gamer.
No. The one where the one with Jamie Foxx where he
Gamer.
No, the one where
No, it's not that.
White House down.
No, you're thinking of the one, not
I know he wasn't.
shit.
the one where his wife got killed.
yeah, what's the name?
Law-abiding citizen.
Law, but yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a little bit of that because the
Alright.
dude looks like Gerard Butler and his wife died and he got framed for it.
I don't know. Maybe it's more.
I don't-
It's more the fugitive.
Right? Yes.
Let's
part
get the
fugitive.
Let's get the perfect
Yeah.
meets here.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Let's nitpick it until we find the right, exact, precise point.
I hope you have a big cup at the water cooler because this
Yeah.
is something meets something meets something meets something.
It's basically all movies.
Just talking behind the scenes, there's not really anyone in this. Is all a bunch of people we've never seen before.
Correct,
There
yes.
is no
Yeah.
like BMFcast alums
It,
here.
it seems High Octane Films kind of has like their troupe
yeah.
because a lot of the people in this have been in their other productions.
But I was going to mention, you said the lead guy kind of looks like Gerard Butler, and it's kind of fascinating to watch this entire movie because just about every single actor in it is like almost somebody else. Like
Except for the host guy, who's just almost
he's
Elon Musk.
Yeah,
He's just general douchebag guy.
Yeah, dude, bro, guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've got not quite Gerard Butler. You've got one of the other convicts is not quite Kate Mara, sort of. Yeah, I mean, it's just you've got like another one who's like not quite younger Gillian Anderson, sort of.
Yep.
It's just like everyone is like a not quite that person in this.
Yeah. The guy who played the Wasp was like a thin Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. Like, I mean, every single person I was just like, oh, that's almost like one of the nerd dudes is almost Stephen Merchant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway,
So, this movie.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, these people have watched a lot of reality TV.
Yeah,
Because the framing of it is very much that, more than I was expecting.
they fucking nailed it. Like, and all the like video packages,
Yeah, the
and all of
bumpers and
the
everything.
bumpers and all of the graphics and everything. They must have had somebody who has done that before for TV, because unlike even a lot of big budget normal good movies, this looked all the framing in this Jurassic Games TV show within this movie looked exactly like you would expect to actually see on television. It's like, American Gladiators-ish, but,
Yeah,
obviously
well,
the
and
2030s version or whatever.
and them
but-
doing the packages between the action where they'll be interviewing the family about this person, or they'll be showing the history of this contestant, all that sort of stuff.
yeah, they even have like one of those viewing chambers, like on death row, like the gas chamber, or the electric chair. They have one of those like rooms with the glass,
Yeah.
and so like when someone gets killed, they go over and it's like, oh, someone that you knew was a victim of them, right? How does this make you feel?
Yeah, but that room is bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Yeah,
yes, we come to find out it's bullshit, but yes. I mean, we should. There was a clue earlier on in the movie that we should have known, because like they were putting them through makeup,
Right.
and stuff, and it's like, I don't know. I guess you might do that if you were really doing. I don't.
Yeah.
But it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
But,
Okay, so real quick, just give you a framework of what the Jurassic Games show is that they've got 10 people from death row. They just if you win the thing, you get your freedom. So that's the incentive to do this.
You're pardoned of all your crimes.
Right. So they put you in VR headsets, lean you against a wall. So the 10 people are just in the studio in white outfits with VR headsets on.
Yep.
And you are just teleported into the game world.
Yeah.
They matrix you in.
Yeah.
Plus, they are hooked up with a lethal injection. Should they die inside the game, it's
Yeah.
like the dream rules. If you die inside the game, you're going to really die.
Yeah, so like you feel pain in like contact work, like
They don't bother to explain that. The
No.
science behind any of that, like that you can taste things, eat things, all this stuff, but all you've got on is some VR goggles,
Right.
from what we're seeing.
Yeah, but they are put under when they're put into
right.
the chair, so it's
I'm glad it's a smart move that they just gloss
Yeah.
over that shit and
Oh,
don't
yeah.
worry about.
I do like that the VR headsets are lit up, sort of like the PlayStation VR thing, and then they're color coded, so when they die, it's like it goes from the bright white light to a red, and it's like, and then they go over it. Well, like the person slumps down, and they go over and take the headset off. And, I mean, it's kind of comical. I mean, how they end up hauling off the bodies, like when someone goes down, they just like unstrap them and then basically let them fall in the gurney and just like, yeah, get them the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, nobody cares anymore.
I mean, they're dead, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Most importantly, though, the host of the show has a black dinosaur helmet, VR helmet that he wears to enter the game world.
I have made the statement that you can never look cool wearing a VR headset. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
So
Because this thing's got fucking tusks on it. and-
So really, like what you're saying is like, it's just like the bicycle helmets. Like bicycle helmets are lame looking, except like unless you get the punk hair or
Yep.
a T-Rex fin or something like
Yep.
that. Yeah.
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 It's
You gotta
weird,
make it
though.
look fucking cool.
Yeah, because in the game world, he still has the helmet on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every time, like the host never actually appears in the game world. It's always a dude with a helmet on.
And to that point, I was kind of worried for a moment, because when they go in, like, this movie sets up fairly well. Like, I mean, it's like it opens and it's like, oh, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. And then when he gets in there, he's, we were laughing because we were watching the people get strapped up and him with his, dinosaur helmet. But then when he's in the show, it's like he's in full, like, Green Goblin style mask where you can't see his face, and he's just wildly gesticulating. And I was like, oh god, this whole movie's going to be ADR'd, and they're going to do everything they can not to show people's mouths moving, you know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because like because he was just obviously just wildly acting, and they added this in later,
Right.
But I was like, it made me worried because it's like the first like full speech we get in this movie, and I was like, oh shit.
Well, I feel like that guy wasn't available for any shoots outside of that one scene.
Probably.
Maybe that's what it was. It was
why they did it that
yeah,
way.
Probably. He was probably like their hot shit actor. He's like, I'm not putting that shit
Yeah,
on
he's
my
like,
face.
I was in Final Destination 3. Yeah. I'm above Jurassic games.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's just
Sure.
weird. The host of your show, which they've had like a run up of like other talk shows talking about it, and they're like, oh, I can't wait to see the host. He's dreamy, you know. And it's just like the host of your show just wears a helmet the whole time.
Inside the VR world.
Right, I know.
But he has in the studio, like,
Yeah.
doing the whatever guy.
Yeah, he does a
That's
lot of
his little
stand-up.
Ready
I was,
Player One
I was about to
fantasy.
name a reality show host. I don't know anyone.
The guy from Survivor.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeff Probst.
Hey,
Probst?
Sure.
Yes,
I
sure.
don't know.
Jeff
Ryan
Probst.
Seacrest.
Yes.
Is it Jeff Probst?
It's Jeff Probst.
Probst. See, I named one.
Former host of Rock and Roll Jeopardy.
Greg Proops.
No.
Is he?
No.
He's
No.
Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Yes.
But does he have a reality show? I don't know.
Probably on like
you said Jeff
True
Probst, and my
TV.
mind just went. Greg
Yeah,
Proops.
sure.
Yeah, sure.
But yes, but that's the setup, and then he winks in. He tells them, "Look, you can kill each other, but please don't. Like, make it good TV. At least wait till you're to the first challenge or whatever."
Oh yeah, it's like y'all could just murder each other right now, but consider not doing that because we've got a lot of time to fill.
Right.
And like you were saying, this is apparently just one episode of a thing. Like
Yeah.
they never break away from this.
No.
We see like a crowd of people watching this, like in a Dave and Buster's or something, and they're just the same like 7 white people the whole time, just sitting there sipping their tea and watching the show. So it's just one episode of a thing.
Yeah, because they have like the the talk show about the show kind of framing thing where these two ladies are just like, "Ooh, I can't wait for the next season of the Jurassic games," and it's like, but this is one episode. Like
Yeah.
the whole thing is done in an hour.
Yeah.
Like they put a ticking clock right at the beginning. It's like you've got 1 hour to get to the end.
Yeah.
No commercials. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm surprised they never go back to the ticking clock.
No, they don't. They don't. Yeah.
And they don't even show the beginning of the episode to the people.
Yeah, it's weird. They start the Jurassic games before
After-
they're on the air.
After a dude has been eaten.
Yeah. Because they reveal everyone to the world, they explain the rules to them, and then they say, okay, here are dinosaurs. And everyone just runs towards the dinosaurs for some dumb reason,
Yeah.
and one guy immediately gets eaten. But they haven't even gone live yet.
No.
Yeah, they come off and he specifically says, "All right, let's go live." And
Yeah.
it's like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do show that clip later because like they're like, oh yeah, before we even started, this one guy went out and don't feel too bad because he was like
He blows up
yeah,
schools.
serial
He was a serial
School
bomber.
bomber.
But yeah, so it's kind of weird framing, as far as like it's a little bit of a mess of like, well, if you know anything about TV production and or TV watching, this is kind of weird, like referring to it as a whole season when it's apparently an annual one episode
hour.
thing
And
shown on all networks. It's not even like sponsored by a network. It's like news. It's sponsored by the
Yeah,
government.
they mentioned at one point there are 300 million viewers
Yeah.
of the show. They also have an interview with the producer, who's Perry Reeves, who has been on like Entourage and was also Will Ferrell's wife in Old School. It took me forever to figure out where I recognized her from until it was that. But,
Okay.
yeah, but anyway, she's like the producer, and she actually has an interview with a news network, with the crawl on the bottom and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
At one
Which
point
I
in
kept
the
trying to
movie.
read.
I didn't. Was it or anything good?
There was one weird bit of something. They were like, time travel is proven to be possible thanks to an artifact found on a Civil War battlefield. And I was like, hold on, what? I don't know if they were just running plots of other high-octane movies on the crawl. But I
Probably.
saw that, and I was just like, wait, hold on.
Yeah. But, I mean...
If they were doing that, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm disappointed there were no commercials at any point.
There was. There was a toy commercial.
Oh, that's right. There is one. The best... But I just meant but it was
Yeah, no,
related to the
yes.
to the show. But
Yeah.
they never quite went far enough to go like, all right.
It wasn't RoboCop, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They didn't just
Yeah,
have
but
cars
God-
fuck each other.
Holy shit, the toy commercial's good. Like, yeah, so they saved their one commercial for...
Yeah. Well,
the best.
because they're slowly over the course of this, they're trying to introduce you to all 10 people. Some people get more,
9, because
Yeah.
the one dude
Well,
got
yeah,
8.
I mean, but he still got like a little like here's why you shouldn't feel so bad about him dying.
Yeah.
And
He also still got a toy.
yeah, he
That's
still
true,
got a
yeah,
toy.
he
But they say something like right off the bat, they're like, "Watch out, keep your camera on the cannibal." And we're like, what?
Ooh,
You know?
Yeah.
a cannibal.
And
here.
yes, there's one wild card dude who apparently is a cannibal, and he immediately attacks this large black dude, bites him in the neck.
Well, he sneaks up on the black dude. The black dude's like, "Get the fuck away from
Yeah,
me!"
yeah.
And it's like, "All right." And then that dude like jumps off a cliff,
He pretends to cower away from
Yeah,
him,
right.
and then
and then
ends up
vampires
biting
and-
him in the
yeah.
neck and
Yeah.
cackling.
But he's the wild card throughout most of it, other than the psycho Kate Mara girl.
Yeah.
They're like the two absolute wild cards. Everyone else is just like, I will fuck you up if you get close to me, but otherwise I'm just trying to survive.
Yeah.
yeah,
They've also, the host has painted that there will be 4 sections of this game.
Correct.
The first one is just get to the safe zone within a period of time before the T-Rexes can kill you, basically.
Yes.
And then when they get to the first safe zone, then it becomes a maze.
Mm-hmm.
And
We
there
call
will
it corn.
there will be raptors there.
Yes.
The
yes,
third,
a fan favorite.
yes, the
as
fan
they
favorite
tell us.
raptors.
Yes. The return of the raptors.
The third section will be there's going to be landmines and pterodactyls and maybe some other things. And then the fourth one is super secret mystery. We're not telling you.
yes.
You know.
Which is that's good reality bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whatever.
So
yeah.
And so I think it's worth mentioning, since we haven't already, that our protagonist, our Gerard Butler alike, is theoretically wrongfully accused.
Yes.
He's been convicted, and everybody is sure that he didn't do it, but the producer and the host keep going back to he was convicted by a jury of his peers and sentenced to death, so he probably deserves it, right?
And by agreeing to be on the show, he admits his guilt.
We don't find that out until the last 10 minutes, but yeah,
yeah.
there's
but he's got
Yeah.
2 kids. His wife was murdered.
Yeah.
He was framed for it.
the kids. They interview the kids at one point,
Yeah.
and the one kid's like, "We got to stop the games. My dad's innocent.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be in there."
And there's a reporter lady who's like, "I hate my job." So
Yeah.
those are all the characters.
The kids are just there, I guess, to try to make you care about them, but they're both fairly... I mean, they're not in it much to really give a full, but they seem like they're fairly
They're just
terrible
to show
actors.
that he has something to
Right.
get out of there for.
And to cut back to them every once in a while to watch their dad almost die on screen, just sit there as the camera lingers on him, either
Which
being
the
hung
reporter
or
lady, the interview lady, kind of mentions later on
yeah,
to the producer, and the producer's like, "Yeah, so he's guilty, so
Yeah.
fuck you."
yeah, yes,
Yeah. Otherwise, there's 2 brothers who have been putting the game together, which that seems like an unfair advantage to do that. But you know,
also, it seems like they keep going, like, we're going to get to the end. It's like, you guys do know only one
You're gonna
person
have
can
to
win,
kill each
right?
other,
Yeah,
right?
like,
yeah.
yeah, and
well,
there's
that's what they're hoping to set up, is that Cain and Abel situation. They mentioned it a few times.
Yeah,
like,
they
yeah,
didn't say it.
it's gonna be good TV, man.
yeah.
yeah, they end up teaming up with a guy named the Wasp, who trips on a rock and cuts his leg open, and then has to limp through the rest of the movie.
I also want to point out that right before as he's doing that, they pan up and there's like a giant fucking prehistoric spider thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it never comes into play.
No.
Nope.
Like you see it and it's like this dude's just like walking around the cliff and it's like, oh shit, that spider's gonna get him. Never comes up.
Nope.
No. No,
I don't
'cause
know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the point is, but it is a nice little thing in the background.
Sure.
But
Sure.
Makes you
doesn't
think.
pay off.
It
Yeah.
also does kind of establish that there's more than just your standard Jurassic Park fare rolling around here.
Yeah, there's
like,
all sorts of weird stuff.
like
in
they
here.
have saber-toothed tiger, and I guess they were supposed to be like
scarabs.
scarabs, sort of. I mean, the animation on those things was so bad I couldn't
Yeah.
even tell if they were supposed to be scarabs or just some sort of prehistoric beetle things,
Yeah.
flesh-eating beetles.
The Wasp enters into an alliance with the 2 brothers because he's like, you save me and I'll save your mom because she's gonna die of cancer and I got the cure.
Well,
And they're
he's basically like, nobody dies from cancer anymore. They're like, you do if you're poor.
yeah, you do if you're
And he's
poor,
like,
you son
well,
of a bitch.
I'll pay for her treatment.
Yeah.
And the smarter one, the other one, of course, tells him that he's not smart, even though he is obviously the smart one.
Right.
It's just like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, let's hear him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's the Gillian Anderson looking lady who is just a Black Widow killer who's murdered like 16 dudes and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, she live streamed every single one of them.
It's a strange thing because, like, you have nothing but criminals that you've got to kind of root for, and there's only the one dude that's just like, no, everyone else totally did it. You know, like,
Yeah. Unrepentant.
yeah, unrepentant, yeah, everybody else except for the one dude. And it's just like, because they kind of try to make her sympathetic for a while. It's like, at least tell us, like, they were rapists or something. You know, like, give us a reason to be like, yeah, okay, at least maybe legally wrong, but I'm not wholly against your vigilante justice thing.
Yeah.
You know, like
No, but we know
They're
exactly
apparently-
where this is
yeah.
going, so...
It seems like all they want to cast are people that the audience wants to see get killed.
I know.
So,
And there is one other guy that we haven't talked about yet, named Ren,
All right.
who is an Asian man who helps Gerard Butler light
Yes.
because basically
Evil-
not Kate Mara
Yeah.
strangles him and hangs him.
yes, Cannibal Dude was
Arbitrary.
gonna try to eat or murder or rape not Kate Mara,
Right.
And then not Gerard Butler comes and saves the day.
Well,
and,
he actually saves her from the big black dude Billy.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. It's,
and he like knocks him out with a rock, and then she goes and smashes his head
Yeah.
in with the rock,
and he's just
and calls him a pussy.
Yeah.
right.
Because he just fought that dude off.
And then
which-
she's like, yeah, all right, us two, we're gonna make it to the end together. So they're traveling along,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden she just finds a rope out of nowhere and is like, hey, I'm gonna hook it on your neck and try to hang you, and does this whole elaborate thing where it goes over a boulder and she kind of like uses a tree as like a fulcrum type thing. I don't know, like just because she's tiny. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like there's no reason that she should be able to overpower this.
This
dude.
is one of those
over
movies
the boulder butler
Yeah.
holster.
where
Yes, but
Wow.
she strings him up. She strings him up basically as like later, and so
Yeah.
I mean he's floating like
and
a
this is one of those movies like where our protagonist gets his ass handed to him like the entire movie. He gets the shit kicked out
does.
of him.
well,
and she-
he's not a murderer.
Right.
I mean-
and she actually says, "I'll see you in the next round," and then
Right.
pieces out.
Right, and it should be noted, like, if the reason I say Kate Mara is because Kate Mara is a tiny little thing, but they've also, like, established that she's, like, supposed to be, like, 15, 16, 17. She's, like, supposed to be really young.
She's a teenager of
Yeah,
some
a
sort.
teenager of some sort, but it's, like, she looks 12, and it's, like, she's overpowering this dude who kind of looks like Gerard Butler, and it's, like,
Crazy makes you strong.
does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does.
Yeah.
She was
All right.
also using, leverage or a pulley,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Oh, it was a branch. The leaves were leverage or something. And-
Well, she put the rope over a ridge and then used the leverage to pull it up against a branch ridge. And
right.
anyway, I'll see myself out.
Okay. Anyway, so yes.
But yeah,
the
she
Asian-
hangs him up, and Asian man comes and saves
Yeah,
him.
he is-
He's like,
he's-
we have to work together.
He is just about dead. Like he's red and like, and the kids are like, his kids are watching on TV like, no, Dad, no.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
seem real broken up
Which
about
is,
it.
It's interesting in that the producers, like throughout, they've been like, "Oh, don't let them die. We need them for later. It'll be more suspense to have them live."
And
And
they
they don't.
And they've even fucked with the games because Raptors
Yeah.
were about to murder the two brothers and the Wasp dude.
Yeah.
Like we're like running at them and he hits a button and they like teleport through
Disappear.
them. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they are fucking with the outcomes a little bit.
yeah. But it's weird because they don't save him, even though they know that everyone's rooting for him, and they kind of want to,
Yeah, they
he
just let
can't
the
be like-
camera linger on his now purple face.
yeah, well, they make a point. He's like, "Can you turn up the wind so that he'll sway
So we
in the
can see
breeze a
him
little more?"
sway.
I mean, this is like
Yeah.
I kind of love how cynical everyone behind the scenes is of this.
Yeah.
I think you just kind of have to be to work at a show like this.
Yeah,
Like,
well, to work at any reality show,
Yes.
really.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, eventually that guy saves him, and that guy, the way he speaks throughout the movie is like a dubbed voice.
It's like
of
Michael
a-
Winslow doing his martial arts voice in
Yeah,
the Police
except
Academy movies.
that's just how that guy speaks.
Yeah. Come with me. We must
Yeah.
go to
Yeah.
the other place now.
Yeah.
It's like over enunciating, but like also it's like, wait, huh?
You will come with me.
Yeah. Oh, and he's very
Rappers are
hands.
more
He's like,
dangerous.
we go over there, and his hands are doing all the storytelling. So
But yeah, so far they've only had 2 killed off. They make it to the second round. Everyone else just kind of gets there because, like, I will say, like, by the second round, like the Black Widow girl, I don't think she's even said a word.
no.
Like she
Like I
meets
forgot
up,
she was there.
Like she meets up with the cannibal guy and just never says a word in this entire encounter with her. And I'm like, is he gonna kill her? And she doesn't have a SAG card, so they're just gonna like not have her speak.
Right.
But I mean, eventually
did she have
gets,
any?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
She had a couple
speaks
lines.
later. But early on, they've only really established a couple characters, and
Right.
they've killed off one of them.
Yeah, and because this is VR world, like when they hit the safe zone at the end of round 1, which is mostly just
it's arbitrary.
it's really just like they're wandering around, and then it's like the it's a strange system because like they have these they have the fortress style collars on, where if they wander outside or whatever, they can blow their heads off at any time.
The intestinator is in their head.
But they've got a like a flashing LED like on their neck, and it's like when you're getting close, it turns yellow, and when you've hit it, it turns green. It's like you can't see your own neck.
Yeah,
like if you're running around by yourself.
Also, they totally ignore whatever like rules in geography.
Yeah, that kind of goes by the wayside.
I mean, they do make it flash, but like it flashes yellow at certain points, and like I did like because like at one point it's a little bit later, but like, one of the brothers is just like had it. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm out. I just want to quit," and his collar starts flashing red.
Yeah,
it was like a warning, like we're about to blow your damn head off if you don't.
But the safe zone just apparently is just wherever they are, the producers decide, okay, it's safe zone time. Because none of them are in the same place.
No. But I was going to get to, like, when they safe zone, like, a door appears in the middle of nowhere, and they walk in, and then all of a sudden they're all in the same room. Right. Because it's VR world. You can do whatever you want.
Yep.
Yeah. And they do a good cut of her walking, of the evil Kate Mara walking through the door, and, like, suddenly being in this little confined room.
Yeah, and then immediately they're all like, "Oh, we're all in the same room. Let's murder each other." And then they also have a button that can just make them go boop and like night.
Yeah. I gotta say, real smart choice on this movie's part to just go with the VR thing because that means you can do anything.
Yep.
And there's a fucking built-in conceit for it, and it's kind of a cheat code, but it allows a lot of things to happen that are goofy and or silly or awesome. So I appreciate it.
So when they wake up from all sleepy time that they've all been put under, they are all now chained around like this big octagon style room, and they all have their own little like touch screen that has the maze on it. And we're like, this is the fucking maze? You said there was going to be raptors.
Yeah.
And so
I was promised raptors.
So like they're chained to this, and it's like, and then it goes, all right, whoever finished, because host guy has appeared in his dinosaur mask again. He's like, whoever finishes the maze first is getting this, and it's in the center room. It's like this laser gun appears out of nowhere, and he's like, first one to complete the maze gets this, and unlocks your chain. And so they have to doodle their way on the little screen to finish the maze,
right?
And then, but it actually does open up. It's like. Then they get put in a maze that's the exact same course that they just finished. So that's supposed to be like their roadmap that if they can memorize it.
Is it?
Yeah. Because like the chain comes off and the cannibal dude gets the gun and it's just like, I got the gun now, bitches, woo! And it's shooting all around the room. And then I think it's Black Widow lady.
No, our main Gerard Butler dude.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah,
unlocks his and just comes up behind him and clocks
him and steals the gun.
Yeah.
And so like one by one, they're all unlocking their chains and going into the actual maze, except for the Asian dude who he got his screenshot, so he couldn't, not a screenshot, but he got his screen shot by the gun. And
his screen was shot.
Yes. And so he does something and breaks his chain off.
Eventually. He's the last one to get out.
He's trying to pull on it, and Gerard Butler shoots the chain.
Is that what it is? Okay. Yeah, but so now he's still chained up. It's important that he now has a chain because they all go running off the maze and also kind of try to kill each other. The Gerard Butler dude's got this laser gun, and they do send in raptors into the room.
Yeah, well,
it's kind of weird because if he just camped, he could have just taken out all the raptors with his gun, but he doesn't.
Well,
they could have
generated
raptors.
More, but
unlimited raptors.
Yeah,
that's what I want for Christmas. But Ren, who's the Asian dude, he and Gerard Butler just split up.
Yeah,
I don't know why that happened.
Well, basically so that he kind of gets lost and doubles back and ends up back in the starter room, and that's the only reason is so he can end up here with this chain because
plot wise, sure, but
what happens is they reach a hallway. Ren goes one way while Gerard Butler's looking behind him to fend off raptors, and then gets to the junction and doesn't know which way he went. So Gerard Butler goes the other way.
Oh well, thank you for paying attention.
And then that's why Ren ends up back at the start.
He's back in like the fake map room, and
because no one wants to make any noise.
Right. And he's surrounded by 3 raptors, so but he's got this chain, so it starts like, well, I'm Asian, so obviously I know martial arts, so let's do a chain fight with raptors.
We figure out why they hired this guy for this movie.
It starts with him just wrapping the chain around his fist and fucking punching one in the face, and I was just like, all right, well, that's I would probably attempt that, but then it's full on
like
Shaw Brothers, let's do this.
Yeah.
I've got a chain.
He has a whole routine he goes through. Like, he does the thing where it wraps around his waist, and then he swings it around, and
kind of like
wrapped around
sort of wraps around the neck. It's that move where I don't I don't know.
Yeah, he does
Yeah,
a lot
I don't know
of
how
it
to
looks
do it.
cool.
I would kill myself
Yeah.
doing it, but
Yeah.
I've seen it in person.
Yeah.
It's-
He does jump kick 2 of them in one kick,
Yep.
Yeah.
but he fucks around too much.
Well,
And eventually the
And it's
Raptors-
3 Raptors.
It's 3 Raptors.
And he doesn't seem to be doing much damage to
Right.
any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite hitting them with a chain. Like, I expected him to try and strangle one or something, but no.
No.
Nope.
He just gets
He gets
eat.
his licks in, but
But eventually he gets et.
Yeah.
and it's
But we're underselling the scene because it was like none of us expected that to be what was going to happen, and not for as long as it happened.
Well, and they
Like,
also kind of-
full-fledged fight scene.
They kind of established him as one of the good guys that might make it through because they never say what he was convicted of, and the footage they show of him is, I guess, him yelling in I don't know if it was Chinese or something because there's like a little auto translator on the bottom, but he's saying like, I'll do this, but he basically saying like, I'll join this, but it's to prove a point.
yeah.
Basically, is what he's saying.
You're all sheep. Be the lion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they paint it like he's one of the protesters of this game, and he got
The
arrested for that.
cavemen.
Yeah, the caveman.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but either way,
I mean, which makes sense.
He's-
What killed the dinosaurs? and-
Yes.
yeah, he's
Not
dead.
Cavemen, but
Yeah,
should have been the meteors.
yeah.
they're probably religious.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, he's done.
Uh-huh.
The rest of them eventually, like, it's funny because everyone's in the maze in their own separate areas trying to figure their way through, and evil Kate Mara has just made it to a dead end. And suddenly everybody has joined up and is at the end with her.
Yeah.
Like, they all end up in the same place at the same time just because, fuck, raptors.
Right.
So they're just running.
Yeah. There's a good scene with Evil Kate Mara where they do show her, she keeps running into dead ends, and she goes down a hallway and turns left, and you hear her go,
Yes.
and just huff, and then walk the other way, just like pouty walk the other way to find yet another dead end. And
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
good
I
heroic-
like that her. Other than when she goes full on, like I'm going to beat you up, even though I'm like 5'2", but like her evil personality is just bored Valley girl. You know, like if she had a phone, it'd just be like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, just
Talk to me. Gross.
pretty much.
Yeah.
so they end up all in the same hallway or back in the
Yeah, they all.
Back in the map room?
She basically comes up because like they're kind of standing at a dead end. She's like, "I've checked all the ways. This is supposed to be the exit, but there's no door here." And then they're like, "There's a grate. Shoot the grate with the gun." And they all have to climb through a grate. Raptors try to follow them. A couple more get shot.
Yeah.
And then they
One of
make
the
it-
brothers is claustrophobic, and this doesn't matter at
No,
all.
they just kind of push him.
They
Yeah.
just keep showing him kind of, oh, God.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, go.
Yeah. I only want to point out just because we're wrapping up Raptor scene so somewhat.
wrapping up.
The special effects in this were mostly better than they should have been, especially when compared to like an Asylum joint.
Yes.
The Raptors were surprisingly good. As
Yes.
we were all joking about in the After Effects, they bought the Raptor package.
They bought the good Raptor.
Yeah,
package.
they bought the Raptor Pro.
Yeah.
And the
Raptor Pro Studio
Yeah.
2018.
the Velociraptor 10,000 RPM
EX.
special, and but yeah, everything else was like the 1.0 version of them.
Yeah, it's real
The,
weird.
the T-Rexes are okay.
T-Rexes
okay.
are pretty good. T-Rex, they got the
but
you
The
know,
problem with the T-Rexes is
plus
they don't
package.
interact with the ground very well. But like the Raptors, I think it benefited that the Raptor stuff was all indoors and in dark hallways.
yeah.
But they are textured well.
Yes.
I mean, they.
Well, even the outdoor Raptors were pretty good.
Yeah.
In the first.
Well, there was when the black dude died and the little tiny.
Campy bears.
Yeah, whatever the ones that eat the kid at the
capybara-
beginning of the Lost
capillaris.
World,
Yeah.
come over and start nibbling on his
Compies.
ear,
Compies, yeah.
and they look good.
Yeah,
So,
and they're cute.
yeah. But yes, the Raptors, they really look fantastic. So, it was. I mean, we actually said out loud, like, this looks better than it should.
Yeah.
Which is something we did not say the rest of the film.
No.
Yeah, it actually gets worse as the games
Yeah.
go on.
Because now they're done with Phase 2.
Yeah.
And now, like, they basically go through another, like, they come out this grate and have gone through another magical door, and now they're, like, in the desert. And
Well, not quite yet. They're outdoors of the great area, and dude with dinosaur head shows back up again, and he's like,
the host.
Gillian Anderson lady, you were the first one out, so you get the prize, which is this hologram map to the secret stash.
Yeah. You can
And-
share it or keep it.
Yeah. It's up to you. And so they give her the hologram map, and then all the dudes are just like, I'm taking that map, and just all start trying to beat her up, which they kind of do, and then they're all just fighting over the map, and
eventually the brothers and the Wasp end up with it.
yeah. And they end up like it's weird because they like cut from that area to another area that's more deserty.
Yeah, I mean, but this is all still part of part 3.
Yes.
I mean, it's like they're
Yes.
yeah. So like they've got this map, and even though they've got the map, everyone's just following them. Like it's not like they're like fucking follow us and we'll kill you. No, everyone's just like in a straight line following them. Like, well, they got the map, they know where they're going, so we're just gonna follow them. And eventually they get to an area where the minefield is, and they've spawned in pterodactyls that are flying around.
Yeah, but they hit a wall
Oh yeah.
that they can't get past, and the dude shows back up and he's like, "All right, here's the deal. You can totally go get that. See that thing over there? Here's what it is. It's more ammo for the laser gun because it's out of ammo, and a knife.
Yep.
But here's the problem: mines. There are mines everywhere, and also
Yeah.
pterodactyls.
And he says, there's 17 mines, or maybe 20. I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't really remember.
Yeah." And this is what's weird because, like, then they're all just like, "Give me the thing," and they're just wandering all over the place. Like, no one is following anybody.
Yeah, the
They're-
mines are such a non-thing, a
Yeah.
non-entity. Other than they all just like they all single file follow each other through the minefield.
Yeah,
Well,
and
they've
and
gotta
before
go-
they get in, that's when the one says, fuck it.
Yeah, because they've
I'm
got to
done.
they've got to go through this door with a countdown clock on it to get to the next area, and the smarter of the two brothers is just like, you know what? No, fuck it.
And this was the second time he had earlier. That's what I was saying earlier. Like there was a point where he was just like, "I think I'm fucking done, man."
Yeah.
And his thing started flashing red, and his brother was like, "Come on, man, snap out of it, let's
Yeah.
go." And it stopped.
Yeah.
Which I was just like, nice little touch that they were about to nuke.
Yeah,
his
they were
head.
gonna nuke him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then he's just the door closes, and then they're like, well, and then his head just like Jiffy Pop, just.
Yep.
And you know the younger, the smaller, stupider brother is like, no, my brother, and then a pterodactyl just yoinks him up into the sky, drops him, and he lands ass first on a mine.
Yep. It's so good.
And I realized the reason why the guy was like, "Fuck it," we forgot about the wasp already died. That's why the
Yeah.
brother was like, "Fuck it, I don't care
They
anymore."
were resting against a rock.
But before that, like, the whole thing is like Wasp said, I can get us all out.
Yeah.
I have people on the outside that they're going to spring me at the last minute. You know, we're going to have more than one winner. It's not going to be a problem.
Yep.
And I'm going to save your mom.
Yep.
And then, of course, the people, like the producers and everything, are watching this, and they're like, "Sad news, actually. She died yesterday."
Yeah,
So
they don't
but
know
they
yet.
don't know
He's
this.
standing right in front of their lifeless bodies
Right.
as they're VR'd into this
Yeah.
thing. He's like, these guys don't know it yet, but we secretly replaced their mom with Folgers crystals.
They never have a second mom at home.
The best part of waking up
Is
actually still
waking-
having a mom.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
But that's why when because so the wasp dude he was just leaning against the rock because like his leg's still festering from when he cracked it earlier, and then this like really shitty little shop of horrors like Audrey plant comes down and like
just
I
starts,
would say bites his face, but not really. It just kind of
It just wraps itself on his
gently
face.
wraps around.
Yeah.
You know.
and he's like, blah, 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 and they're like, oh, hey, what, should we stop this? I don't know. Yeah, he's going to save her mom. Let's go. So yeah, he's immediately pizza-faced.
Yeah, because I guess it poisoned him with whatever
Yeah.
things
Like one
it
dude
had.
punches the plant in
Yeah.
the plant head. This plant looks fucking atrocious, by
Punches
the way.
it in the
Yeah.
bud.
Like, we were like, okay, no one knew how to model a mutant plant. So,
Right. Well, yeah, this was the first one where it was like, man, those raptors are really good. And I was like, wow.
oh no.
This is the little shop of horribles. Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
So he's dying with pizza face and Alka-Seltzer. And
Yeah, he's got nothing to lose. He's just like, because he's just, whoa. He's like, I was never going to save you or your mom. Fuck your mom. Fuck you. And then, blah.
Yeah.
And they, you know, smart brother kicks him to death,
Yes.
finishes him off.
Yeah.
And then that's when he's just like, fuck it, man. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just want out.
yeah.
But, yeah, so
his head explodes and the younger brother lands on the line.
Yep.
And then also, Dinosaur Host is like, and you've got a new friend. And there's just fucking happy ass Triceratops going nuts in this area.
That was to demonstrate the mines in the first place,
Right.
Which I almost thought, because like he goes, there are 17 mines in this, and then he's like, and a new friend, and then like this happy prancing Triceratops comes
Yeah.
out of nowhere, and then just like immediately runs into a mine, and he goes like, did I say 17 mines? I thought he was just going to say I'm at 16 because dumbass Triceratops just blew himself up. But he goes like, maybe it's 20. I don't know. We didn't count.
Yeah. Yeah. So whatever.
Yeah, they blew up a Triceratops, sort of.
Yeah.
A virtual Triceratops.
But
Yeah.
lady, Black Widow lady gets to the stuff.
And doesn't share it
No, she's got the
shell.
knife and she's got the little tiny battery that goes
Yeah.
in the laser gun. Yeah, and then that's the end of level 3.
Yeah, it was a very short level.
So they sit around for a while.
Oh yeah,
This is basically like only 2 people can advance to stage 4, so you guys should probably just figure that out.
yeah. This is where the ticking clock could have like actually added some tension because
Yeah.
it just seems like they all just kind of go off and be like, well, I don't know. I guess we'll just hang out here for a while because she just plops down with her knife and starts carving off like whittling out some pointy sticks, and then so like Cannibal Dude is left, Black Widow Lady is left, not Gerard Butler's left, and Psycho Kate Mara is
Yes.
left, and she's just wandered off, and they're all like, she's watching us from somewhere, right? And he's like, I'll go figure out where the hell she is and what's going on, and so not Gerard Butler leaves Black Widow Lady with the Cannibal Dude. He attacks her. Like
It's weird. He's like menacing her, and they cut away for a while, and when they come back, he is just eating her neck.
yeah,
It's like, how did this happen? Like, were you not paying attention? That dude was
yeah.
right there
But
menacing you.
You have a knife and a pointy stick.
Yeah. But,
Yep.
yeah. So she gets her...
Oh, she did
neck-
give the clip or battery or whatever the hell it is to him before he went to look for Psycho Kate Mara, and he just finds
No,
her.
she didn't.
I think she
Kept it. Yeah, she kept it because then
I thought I saw her go like this. And
Yeah,
toss it
crazy guy gets it later.
Crazy Guy gets it later. Yeah,
okay.
Cannibal
He
gets it
yeah.
later.
All right.
But yeah, like
Yeah, she's just like sitting at a cliff, just like watching the fake virtual sunset,
watching the ships roll in.
and then like he
like
just
volcanoes and dumb things.
yeah,
Or,
he just kind of walks up and she's like, "You and me, I'm going to make sure that we're the final 2."
Mhm.
And he's like, "Yeah, whatever. You did try to kill me earlier, so."
Yeah.
Isn't this where he
gives?
gives her like the long speech about like wife, kids? But
Yeah,
I
it
was
gives the story of
Yeah.
his
Which is
version of the night's events.
fucking incomprehensible to me.
Yeah.
I have no idea what he actually thinks happened, and that's probably why he got convicted because he's an idiot.
he describes... He's like, heard a noise, got up, went downstairs, door was pried open, checked the kids were asleep, checked my wife was dead, covered in blood. I went over and, of course, got covered in blood. The cops came in and said, you jimmied open your own door and you killed your wife. Case closed.
Yeah, like the most incomprehensible story because it sounds like it took about 49 seconds.
Yeah. He also said...
We later find out.
There was also a whole thing where it's like your wife was tortured or something. It's like, how?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, were you in the same room and you heard a noise? How long was
How big
the
is your
torture?
house?
Right. Were you sleeping in separate wings of your estate, or I don't?
I mean,
don't
was it
understand.
a separate bedroom situation? Because that would make a little bit more sense.
Who
Yeah, I
knows?
don't know.
Because later we find out like her throat was slit and her eyes were gouged out, and
Oh no, they're just open.
Yeah, they were just
He
open.
just said
oh, that's
open,
right,
yeah.
just open. That's right.
So-
But apparently, that's the thing that I was thinking. Her throat was slit, but she begged for this and that and the other, and she made a bunch of noise. But I guess he didn't hear any of that because he was on the south end of the house, and
Yeah.
she was in a different zip code.
Yeah, and if you've ever seen a movie in your life, then you know one of the finalists, most likely Psycho Kate Mara, is the one who actually killed his wife,
Yeah.
and you're just kind of waiting for that shoe to drop, basically,
Yeah.
which it eventually does. But
Yeah.
so, Cannibal Lady and Black Widow, or Cannibal Guy and Black Widow Lady, there's a saber-toothed tiger that almost kills
Kate Mara.
Kate Mara. She ducks, the saber-toothed tiger kind of falls down a cliff and gets stuck there.
And looks at her like, fuck
Hey.
you, lady.
Yeah.
Also, this thing looks bad, too.
It does. But anyway, she ends up killing the Black Widow lady by kicking her down the cliff or something like that.
She
just kind of comes
Yeah,
up
kicks
on
her off a cliff.
Yeah.
Kicks
And
her off the cliff.
Kicks her down to where the saber-tooth tiger is.
I don't even remember how Cannibal Dude died.
I think, doesn't dude murder him?
He gets killed by the
gun?
scarabs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he wanders
He
off.
gets a
and-
bad, kind of crappy.
Yeah, that's
stuff.
right, because he gets the battery for the gun and chases off. That's how
Yeah.
the Black Widow lady and Gerard Butler separate off.
Yeah.
And he ends up like in some sort of like canyon thing, and yeah, these terrible looking scarabs come out and like literally eat the skin off his body and everything.
Yeah.
He's like,
It's a good-looking skeleton. With, I mean, not
Sure.
like handsome, but
I don't know.
but it's-
I don't know.
I'd bone him.
yeah, you would. But like, it's a pretty cool-looking skeleton
Uh-huh.
when they're done with it. But the scarab effect is just real bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the point that I'm not even sure they're scarabs.
Yeah, most
Whatever
of
the
it was
fuck
just like, what are those?
yeah, it's little clacky things that just
Yeah.
ate his skin off. I don't know. But yes, so now we're down to 2, and as soon as that happens, they're basically like, hey, it's stage 4, come on.
Yeah, go through the stage 4 door.
And they, they're in a desert again, they get knocked out. Well, they're like standing apart from each other, and they're just like, you, and go running full speed at each other, and they hit the night-night button again.
Yeah.
And
they do a really good collapse into the sand. They both just kind of flop.
yeah, they like basically reach each other and just like collapse like yeah.
They do a lot of good stunt falls at that. All of these actors.
But they wake up again. Now they're chained. Like there's a center point, and there's two chains going out, and they're basically at either end of this giant circle. It's an invisible. Well, I mean, they draw in the circle because it's VR and stuff. And they're like, yeah. So buried somewhere in the sand between each other is the key that lets you out of the center point, not where you're chained up at your leg.
Yeah, not at your ankle.
Yeah.
At the center chain.
Which I guess just means you have to get close to them, and they can try to kill you or whatever. But and then also by the way, T-Rex.
Yes. Not just one.
That seemed like
it starts with one.
Yes.
That seemed like kind of a last-minute addition. Like the guy wanted to spice things up. He's like, "Hey, put a fucking T-Rex in. That'll be cool."
Yeah. But so they're like running around trying to get the key and also sort of kill each other, kind of from time to time.
yeah, because she gives her whole monologue about basically
it was me.
She's beating his ass, and in between each punch and kick, it's like, it was me, Austin. I killed
your bitch wife, and I'd do it again.
Yeah, I'm going to do it every second of every day if I could.
And I think that's when, like, right after her monologue is when the host is like, "Hey, throw a raptor in."
Yeah, because...
Or not a raptor, a T-Rex in. That'd be
because
cool.
he's about Gerard Butler's about to kill her.
Yeah, because he gets up and is like, "The fuck did you say to me?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "T-Rex now."
Yeah.
Put T-Rex in there.
Meanwhile, additional drama is going on at the television studio.
Yeah,
Right.
the Asian correspondent,
Trish
who really didn't
Takanawa.
like her job.
Yeah.
Turns out she works for the cavemen, and so does one of the security guards and one of the lab
Is it the
doctor
caveman
dudes.
she works for?
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably.
Okay,
yes.
I didn't remember that they
Because
said
they
it.
have promised they will disrupt the ending of the show, and this is how they're going to do it, because a third of the television crew was cavemen.
in on it. Yeah.
Yeah. And she basically, the producer's like, "You'll never get away with it," like, comes to confront her because there's been secret transmissions that have come from her
Edit
station, her
Nocturnal
edit bay.
emissions.
Yeah, that are going out, and they know that she's doing something. And
Yep.
And then she's like, "You're never going to stop the games, right?" She's like, "Oh, we'll see," and just shoots her in the head.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
she
fucking
says,
caps
"I'm
her.
going to murder the host," because the host, by the way, never has a name. He is just
the
host.
Yeah.
His
But-
official name in the credits is the host.
Yep.
But yeah, she's like, "I'm going to murder the host live
On air.
live on the air," and she's like, "No," and also it won't matter. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than him. And she's
Show will
like,
continue. It
and
doesn't
she's just
matter.
like,
Yeah.
"Whatever, blam,
And
headshot."
there's two security guards
Yeah.
behind her. She shoots one of the security guards, and the other is in on it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
she
they
shoots
kind of
the
give a little
producer.
nod, like
Yeah.
it's time.
Yeah. But yeah, so producer's dead. And now, they've got this whole thing going on, and the host is just like, has taken over all of the producer job duties. And he's like, "Where's Savannah? Ah, damn it." And he just like, throw more fucking T-Rexes in.
Yeah.
So he smacks like the console until there's 3 T-Rexes running around this little circle with the 2 of them trying to grab skull around in the sand for keys.
I like how he just like smacks the console with
Yep.
his hand. Like it's this big like Minority Report ass console where it's all touch.
It's like the Westworld
touch
control
interfaces.
room.
Yeah.
It's all hologram.
And he just like, oh, whatever, flat palm.
Yeah, but
smacks the shit out
I
of it.
love that the tech guy or whoever it is, the one who's usually running it, is like because the host's like, they're fighting each other. This is stupid.
Yeah.
Why
yeah,
fix it?
Two of the 3 T-Rexes square up on each other.
Yeah,
and
he's
start
like fix it, and he's like, well, usually there's only ever one. These things
Yeah.
are territorial.
Yeah, we built them like biologically
Yeah.
correct. They're very territorial.
this is what they're programmed to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
It would take some time to reprogram them.
So it's just T-Rexes fighting while the 2 people are also kind of fighting while trying to get keys. Now, the
Yeah.
lady has already
Yeah.
found a
Yeah,
key.
she's gone and is unlocked her center chain, so she's dragging the chain and running away. And the T-Rex that murders the other T-Rex, the dead T-Rex, falls on her chain and basically pins her, not her, but pins her chain down to the ground.
So she's like desperately trying to get this chain out from under this giant dinosaur.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
Dinosaur.
the 2 T-Rexes are like, okay, I guess you and me now. So the Gerard Butler guy is trying to just get out of the way and gets smacked halfway across the scene.
by a tail, I think. Right?
Yeah. And lands.
Oh no, with his nose, because he actually goes like instead of going
Oh,
for
yeah,
a bite,
hit-
he goes
yes.
for like the hey, I'm just going to
Yeah, just
nudge you over
yoink.
there, playing with his food.
And he lands on where the key was buried to the point where the key has jabbed him in the forearm. Like, it is sticking out of his
embedded
forearm.
into his
We didn't even mention he got stabbed by the little pointy stick that the
Right.
Black Widow lady in the gut. I
Yeah.
think the cannibal dude got him or
Yeah,
something.
Camel dude.
Yeah, the last 15 minutes of the movie, he's just like, oh, God.
Yeah, and he has a point where he's like laying down next to a rock, apologizing to his kids.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to make
and
it.
then, well, no, he wills himself. He's like, I am going to make it.
Yeah. So,
Good.
Tell my kids, I'm coming home.
I'm
Yeah.
getting woozy here. But yes.
yeah.
So now he's like holding his side and he's got a key-sized hole in his forearm.
Yeah, and
But-
eventually there's one T-Rex left because the one T-Rex kills the other one, and it just becomes a slow-mo end of Talladega Nights foot race to get to the imaginary line, which he does the leap away from explosion thing and lands basically head over the line.
And
I like that as soon as his finger touches the edge,
Yeah.
her head immediately explodes
Yes.
in slow motion.
Mists immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then it's time to wake him up, but also time to spring the trap, because like the outside the VR world is when like they're like go, and
well, yeah. So
just like he's crossed the line and they're already like they're starting to unhook him, and then it's like it's go time for the insurgency.
yeah, so they are shooting up the control room while guards come in to stop this.
Okay,
Well-
so what happens is they're going to force the host back into the game.
Yes.
And so that he's going to
Yeah.
get killed by the T-Rex.
Yeah,
and, she's like, we're going to fucking do it.
They basically pull Tucker, or not Gerard Butler, out of the machine,
Yeah.
and then like strap the host right back into his unit
Yeah.
because it puts him right where he was.
and that's
We're
where,
miss-
and that's also where we see that it kind of, once you're put in the thing, you just kind of do the Matrix thing, and you're asleep now.
right.
We're missing a very important part of this
Oh,
scene.
it comes
though.
up. It comes up in a second. Don't worry.
Oh, is that after?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's right.
yes, because they
I
drop
thought that
him
was right
in,
before.
and he's like, all right, what the fuck, what's going on here? And and I guess is he on the one side of the wall?
Yeah, he is, and the Asian lady's holding the gun on one of the techs and is like, lower the wall. And he's like, the T-Rex is going to kill him if I do that. And she's like, yeah, I know. And he's like, I'm not going to do that. You're not going to shoot me. And like literally those words come out of his mouth. He just like turns around, like he was looking at her. He's like, I'm not going to do that. You're not going to shoot me. And she just like there is like half a second pause to blam in the fucking head.
Yep.
Like called his fucking bluff. Like
Yeah.
faster than I've ever seen in any movie ever.
Yep. So then she just turns to the other guy, and the other guy's like, all right, walls down.
And then yes,
Okay, fine.
we watch the T-Rex or the host get eaten by the T-Rex, and then red, and then beep.
I like that the host goes out kind of defiantly, though. He's like, all right, if we're going to do this, let's fucking do it, motherfucker. Come get me.
Oh, yeah, he's
and he's
flipping
like
off,
giving
yeah.
him the double
Yeah.
birds, and then
Yep.
we get a terrible
Yeah.
CG host eating sequence.
It eats him, swallows him down, not, a lot faster than the dinosaurs of Dinosaur Island.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully he had some sea broth to
Yeah,
wash it.
and then
Callback.
and then he just does the T-Rex roar.
Yeah,
Yep.
with
It's
the
not-
sun behind him, it's very
Yeah.
picturesque.
If there was a callback to be had, it probably should be that one, since that video far and away has more views than
Yeah.
anything we've ever done.
Yeah,
Yep.
Probably because there's boobs on the thumbnail.
it's a perfect thumbnail.
it really
Yep.
is.
Yeah. But anyway, as this happens, Gerard Butler is just kind of waking up. He's like, he's still groggy. And the guards come in, I guess the ones who are hired to actually make this shit keep happening.
Yeah,
So they start shooting people, and we get a whole bunch of slow motion of...
Fake slow motion.
Real
Yeah.
bad. slow
Yeah.
motion.
Like,
Look.
like 90s style. And as I said when we were watching, it was like, there is real fucking slow motion on
Yeah.
cell phones now.
yeah, like digital video slows down real nice.
I wonder if they filmed it normally and realized, oh shit, the sequence is like 12 seconds.
I don't know,
But-
And
you
tried
can
to
still
stretch it
do
out.
you
Yeah.
can still do digital video slow mo, and it doesn't look like
The problem
this.
is like taking actual film, digitizing it, and doing the fake slow mo. That's why we had the shitty fake slow mo in the 90s. But now, if you're shooting, I mean, even something this low budget should be shooting with red cameras. I mean, they're not that expensive to like making a fucking studio.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. It's just it should be shot 60 frames, no problem to slow it down. Not have that jittery ass 90s fake slow mo thing like a
Yeah.
fucking like god damn it, who's the guy that we said we're never watching one of his movies again?
Albert
Albert
Pune.
Yeah, Albert Pune fucking loved doing that in the
Yeah.
90s.
yeah.
Yeah. But it just renders the scene kind of bad because
Yeah.
you can't entirely tell who's shooting who.
Right.
Right.
Well, and it's also like they also cheaped out on the muzzle flash package
Yeah.
for After Effects because
Yeah.
Jesus, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's not
But-
good. Not good at all.
Gerard Butler gets hit.
yeah, in the shoulder.
Looks like the chest, but of course it's the shoulder. The Asian reporter gets shot. She's dead. All the conspirators
but
basically.
not before like headshotting like 3 or 4
Yeah.
dudes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like she John Wicks a few of
Yeah,
them.
Yes.
she's a fucking
The,
operator.
the last one I know, she gets him in the chest, then the head. The John Wick special.
She tried to curve the last bullet before she
She
died.
did for no reason. Like, it's the weirdest thing. I was like, you just went fucking Wanted there. Like, not only like holding it gangster style, but like Wanted flipping it up over this, like, because there's like a safety bar by the doorway, and it's like, I'm gonna curve it around that bar.
Yeah. But then it just slow-mo back to him. He's on the ground bleeding, looks over at the reporter. She's dead. Fades out to black. Fades back in. He's home with his kids with his arm in a sling. And just like, well, that was something else, wasn't it?
And the news, they're watching an Entertainment Tonight type show where they're like, oh, last year's Jurassic Games was a pretty crazy thing. People weren't sure it was going to come back, but
Oh, it's
we
back
got an
and better than
exclusive
ever.
sneak peek of next season's games.
Yep. And here it is. And holy shit.
Fucking laser raptors.
The
and,
first shot is raptors with laser headsets on their heads,
Uh-huh.
and then a T-Rex with a fucking minigun strapped on its back.
wearing armor.
Wearing armor, yes.
Yeah, rocket launcher armor because
Yeah.
the last shot are rockets flying out of this thing and one fires right at the
it's
camera.
like War Machine, the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has
Yeah.
the right to bear tiny arms.
Yes,
Yep.
he does.
And then that's it.
And
Credits.
then credits, yeah.
So-
Yeah. Oh, and so we were immediately like pre-order Jurassic Games 2. We're in.
Yeah.
But I just realized throughout all this, we talked about all the plot and we didn't talk about the commercial, which we alluded to earlier.
Yeah, we talked about the commercial, but we didn't describe what it was.
Yeah. So the one commercial that is in this entire movie, at some point, it cuts away. I think it was when it cut away for the interview with the kids or something, one of the interstitials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have a full action figure lineup of this year's.
All 10 of them.
Yeah. Because it just starts with kids playing with them, and one's like, I'm the cannibal.
Well,
I'm
no,
going to eat
the
you.
the very first one is kid goes, "I'm Tucker, I'm innocent," bam, and smacks and like.
And the next one is like, I'm whatever my name is. I'm the cannibal. I'm going to eat you.
Yeah.
Wampa, wampa. Yeah.
and it is like the '80s style, like
It
the
is.
kids holding the figure, dancing it around,
And saying that's why I said the wampa wampa.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's my favorite toy commercial of all time. Is the kid was just like, all right, what toy do I have? I have the wampa. What does that noise make? I don't know. Wampa wampa.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know, kid, just makes noise.
Yeah. We don't fucking know. These toys come out like 6 months before the movies.
Yeah.
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 But they go through. They have flashes and the name of each character,
Yeah.
and then the host saying, "Oh, the bonus! If you collect all 10, you can get the 11th, which is
Me.
in my VR headset."
Yeah. With 10 exciting phrases, which they play one. It's like, the fuck did he say? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's like,
you can't hear it.
It's something.
It was a line from earlier in the
yeah,
movie.
where it's just like, let's do this thing, or
Yeah.
it's something really bad.
You've been found
Oh,
guilty.
it's something about raptors.
Yeah.
It was something about
Fan
the...
favorite raptors are
Yeah.
back.
Something like that. Yeah.
I think that's
it's
it.
just a dumb sentence. You're like, that's not a catchphrase.
Yeah, but God, the way it started with that first kid going, "I'm Tucker, I'm innocent," and it's just like playing off every cliche that the movie is presenting each character as.
I
is
really wanted to see
perfect.
someone playing with evil Kate Mara. I wanted
Yeah.
to see like, whatever. I hate everything.
I also like that the two brothers were Big Brother and Little Brother.
Yeah.
They didn't even have names.
Yeah, they don't have names in the end credits either.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's the movie.
Yeah, that's the
That's
the
the Jurassic.
Jurassic
Yeah.
Games.
I mean, we're making it sound bad, but despite the bad effects, like this is actually really good.
Yeah.
This is a ton of fun to watch.
Yeah.
I
Surprisingly good.
am
Yeah.
so pleased
Mm-hmm.
that something...
I was sad. I was like, oh god, we're watching that tonight, because immediately I was just like, I was thinking of Raptor Island and every other Asylum bullshit Sci-Fi Channel shitty thing we've ever watched. That was just like,
I was worried. I had a backup ready to go. So
Yeah, just about everything that you see with dinosaurs just doesn't do it as well as fucking Jurassic Park's ever done it. And,
neither
So-
does this.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times it's shitty as well. And I'm just chuffed to bits that this one didn't turn out to be garbage. I mean, some of the CG dinosaurs, most of the CG dinosaurs are pretty substandard, but God, was that a hoot
Yeah.
to watch.
And the only real misstep, like in the actual like non-CG filmmaking to me, is for some reason whenever the host is talking to the audience, he's never lit.
Yeah.
Like he's always in weird shadow, which is like very much not a reality TV thing.
No, he would
Like
be in
because
so
they nail
much light.
so much other reality TV stuff really well,
Yeah.
and that part just seems odd that they just never quite get that part of it right.
Well, yes and no, because I mean, to me, if you've ever watched like any of the spooky reality shows, like ghost hunting type bullshit, it's all dimly lit,
Yeah,
broad
but
shadows.
it's not studio stuff.
But
usually,
no. I mean, even when they're doing studio shit, it's like do the spooky lighting, and I kind of get it because like this is kind of macabre,
I guess. But I feel like that doesn't gel with the rest of the, the rest of the presentation because they nail it so well. Where it's basically like a fucking sports package thing that they have running.
Yeah.
That's true.
Normally, I would think that they would like in a real show they'd have him, even if he's like in the background, sort of half running things. They would have a little studio off to the side where he'd step in and there'd be green screen and lights and all that.
I felt like they were going for an aesthetic of like he's the executioner, even though he's not really the executioner. Like so grim, dark thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean they do have that interview with the one girl who he asked if she got justice, and she's like bawling her eyes out. She's like,
they're doing the midnight run, like palms on the glass and everything.
Yeah.
Like it's okay, your closure and everything.
Yeah, and then they cut to commercial, and he goes, "Holy shit, this girl's good!" And the girl like starts laughing and takes her hands off her
totally
face.
an actress.
I need to go to her acting class.
Yeah.
And then we also see like everybody else that's in the viewing chamber is like, oh yeah, clapping like, great job, lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all a bunch of horse shit.
Mm-hmm.
They do a really good job with this movie. Like, this is how you make one of these sort of semi or mostly self-aware BS movies. Do it like this.
Yeah, have a dude fight raptors with a chain.
Yeah. Other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there could have been a little bit more for each character. Because I mean, this is only 86 minutes, so they fucking crank through a lot of it, but it's still enjoyable. And I think I'm gonna go 3 jocks because I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. I agree with that. I give it 3 jocks also, and it was weird. I was sitting there, and like for the first 5 minutes, I was like, "Oh God, is this gonna suck?" And then I was like, "Seems kind of okay so far." And I'm like, "I'm gonna give this a jocks. This seems like a good thing."
I think all the packages, like all the bumpers and everything that they were doing to make it like the TV show, and the use of the logo in the corner when
they would put the bug up whenever. Yeah,
like all of that stuff, I think is what sold at least me, and I'm pretty sure the rest of us in that first 10 minutes.
Also, the music was just working overtime in the beginning because it was. Like it very much started. It was like it's Stranger Things music, but then it slowly like morphs into more like Daft Punk Tron soundtrack because it's just it just keeps kind of amping up while everyone's doing crazy Minority Report computer motion things all over the place, and it's like boop, 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 program in the Raptors, check, all that kind of bullshit.
Well, I mean, so here's the thing that like the modern state of B movies is that you kind of have to hope for like a hurricane heist or something like that. Because you have to dismiss everything that comes out straight to disc. You just have to go, all that's garbage. It's all going to suck. And this has
thanks to Asylum. Yeah.
Yeah. And so this has kind of made me like, maybe all of it doesn't. Now, this could be a fluke. Like, this could be, like, this company has a bunch of films under its belt, and this could be a total fluke that someone just came along and did it pretty okay. But for a 2018 B picture, this is pretty much exactly what I had hoped it could be. I understand the CG is cheap, and that's just a reality we have to face now, and that does hurt it a little bit. It's not great, but the quality of the Raptor stuff brings it up. So it's well thought out.
Yeah.
And that's something 99% of these movies aren't. They are just shit out at a fast pace, and none of it has any thought behind it, and someone put thought into this. So
yep, yeah, well said. I'm going to say 3 jocks too.
Okay.
The only thing I this is like a sort of tangential thing about all of this. Like I loathe the Asylum. I mean, I do not understand how anyone can be in with their shtick. Like they, in my mind, they have basically come along and between them and the Sci-Fi Channel originals, which this kind of morphed into Asylum. Like I mean, they kind of became their go-to studio, I think, for a while, and then they were like, "Oh, we're big, we're our own thing." But that whole line of things, I mean, all you ever got with like Sci-Fi Channel movies was like, "Hey, here's an actor, maybe two, from a thing you saw 10 years ago," and that's what they had going for them. And then Asylum was just like, "Fuck it, we don't care that. We'll just name two word salad things and we'll put them together," you know.
Yeah.
And so like that's all they ever had going for them. It was just like it was concept only, and this was like, and that's I mean, obviously this sounds like it's going to be that kind of shit. It's like, oh, we're mixing Jurassic Park and the Hunger Games. Obviously, there's more going on when you actually see it, but this just seems so Asylum-y. You know, like it just seems like, what if we did this? Yeah, put it on the list. We'll make it eventually. Yeah. But like,
well, it's kind of feels like when you heard an Asylum title,
right?
That's going to be a mockbuster. You what in your head you think, I hope this turns out like this,
right?
Yep.
And this is what Asylum doesn't do anymore.
Exactly. And I mean, it's a shame because I think this is really pretty damn good for what it is. And I mean, I think I'm probably rating it higher just because it's like, wow, breath of fresh air in something that I just thought was going to be shit.
Yes.
And this is totally tangential, but like, I wish more people had gone to see, like, when they were trying to do the actual big budget B movies, like Vampire Hunter, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and the Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters. Like, I wish more people had gone to see those because I feel like, man, if we could just have a studio chuck $5 million at these little like genre things, like it's nothing for them, and they probably get their returns somewhere. It's like,
yeah, the only time that happens now is horror.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like this is a genre we should have with just a little bit more money and maybe an actor or two that you actually recognize instead of like an entire cast of like, hey, they look just like sort of like them. That's all.
I will say for a cast of unknowns though, no one was embarrassing.
No.
Like, I mean, they weren't. They're
Ren was kind of.
Still, I mean, he served his purpose. I mean, they all did fine.
His acting was fine. His dialogue was just...
Yeah.
I don't know if they told him to do it that way or not, but it just was not all that good. But that's, like, the one guy that just didn't do his part very well.
Yeah.
An Asian reporter, Trisha Takanawa, was just okay.
Yeah.
She fulfilled her
The kids
role.
were bad, too. His kids.
His kids, what do you expect?
I know, but... I mean, they were so bad that like I was like, I can see what they're personally thinking. Like I could see I see that. No, seriously, I was like watching that kid, and he was like, "This girl better not outact me." Like when he looked over, it was not concern. It was like, she better not be outacting me right now. I could completely see through what they were trying. Like,
Yeah,
that's bad.
you can see the acting gears turning in their
I
heads.
could. I was like, she's about to start crying. And, oh, motherfucker. I can't cry because my line isn't crying. Damn it.
Yep.
She's upstaging me.
I'm only here because my uncle's the director.
Right. Anyway, yes, 3 jocks.
Okay. BJ, this is your movie.
It is. I don't think anybody will be surprised that I will give this 4 jocks. I really enjoyed it, and not just because it's my pick. I would be ready to to dog this out if it were bad, but it was an absolute ton of fun to watch. It's dumb in all the right ways. It ignores all the things it needs to ignore for the most part, and we've already talked up pretty much all the things that I like about it, but like the framing, I want to use her actual name instead of calling her Asian reporter Trisha Takanawa again. But
that's fair.
Erica Daly.
Erica, sure.
Well, the actress's real name, Erica Daly.
Yes. Yeah. Erica Daly, a.k.a. Laura, when she just fucking domes that dude a half second after he calls her out. I just... Stuff like that this movie goes for, and... I really appreciate it. It's nice. It's really nice to see, and I cannot wait for other people to see this movie. I think a couple other outlets have covered it, but I'm really, really looking forward to this, like, catching fire on the internet, which probably means it won't. It'll lay dormant for, 60 or
Like
70
many of the
years.
things we love, it'll
Right.
Draft House Films will find it eventually, and then suddenly
Right.
it'll become a huge
5 years from now, Draft House
Yeah.
Films will go, this unearthed classic that no one saw, Jurassic
thing.
Yeah.
Jurassic Games.
There's raptor chain fight.
Yeah.
There's a dude getting dropped in a mine by a pterodactyl, and then there's just like, oh, you're not going to shoot me, blam! Like, I mean, there are several moments that are just straight up surprising, and that's refreshing because like all these other things we've watched like this, it's just like, oh, they're going to do this now. Yeah, that figured that was
Yeah.
coming. Mm-hmm. The only thing we called ahead of time was when I said like, all right, when's it come out? Who actually killed his wife? They're obviously here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And it's also
like,
obviously probably
whatever.
her.
It,
Yeah.
I had that feeling at the very beginning of the movie.
Sure.
When they had their first interaction, I was like, "Oh, she's involved with something."
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever. It's
I also
It's
like
plot.
that when that happens, the host is like, somebody's like, "Did you fucking know this?" And he's like, "We kind of suspected, but we didn't know. But this is awesome."
We were hoping.
we hoped, but
yeah.
had an idea. We hoped. It just kind of worked out.
Yeah.
We read the script.
But yeah, Four Jocks.
Cool.
Good bad movie, an enjoyable bad movie.
Yeah. Well, so we take a break?
I think that's a good idea.
Yes.
Say goodbye to Mackie, everybody.
Yeah. Bye. See you next week. Man,
Man.
Man.
I'm glad I didn't miss this week. I had a good streak going between Security and The Hidden. Last two I missed. And I'm glad I didn't miss this week's. I would have been mad hearing you guys talk glowingly of it.
Hey, Gerard Butler guy also wrote it. I mean, they all just basically did all the things, but
They were also all in Gremlin, apparently.
Yeah.
The one he did before that. Like, she was that Gerard Butler's daughter in that one.
Hmm.
So,
oh, weird.
yeah. Wait, what was his name in this one?
Tucker.
Tucker. It was Thatcher in the other one. So,
Oh,
interesting.
God, the director just looks like just
Just a dude.
math teacher.
Yeah. But yeah, I would not turn down a high octane movie in the future.
Well, you should probably watch Gremlin.
Army of Frankensteins.
I would say a bunch. I think it's 3.
Yep.
A young man travels back in time, finding himself entrenched in the Civil War. with
Oh,
an
maybe
army
that's
of
what the crawl
Frankenstein.
was talking about.
Yeah. The fuck are you doing in there?
What the hell are y'all doing? Throwing ice at the cats?
Yo, why y'all breaking shit?
Playing my Hot Wheels monster trucks.
Oh.
Oh.
Hot Wheels monster trucks. So the producer lady, I mean, I didn't know she'd actually been in like any movies that I've actually seen, but
Yeah.
not to continue on the same show, but like the whole time I was like, she looks like Constance Zimmer from like House of Cards and a bunch of other things. Who worked with Kate Mara in House of Cards, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And his next thing is The Adventures of Jurassic Pet, Chapter 1. An adventurous teenager summons the courage to help a friendly dinosaur to escape from the clutches of a mad scientist that wants to use him for experimentations.
Experimentations.
Experimentation.
Run, cat,
Make up your
run.
mind, cat.
Oh, I don't know. Freaked out
Actually,
by
this
BJ
is
for
an
some
all
reason.
different cast. This might not be a high octane joint.
Oh.
Oh,
We were playing. Kitty and I were playing.
okay.
It's all good. We're all good here.
I'm not worried about it. I'm just explaining to Chuck why she was running in and running out.
Kitty.
Because cats are stupid.
Uh-huh. And they don't know shit.
The Savannah lady has worked a lot.
Who?
The producer.
Mm-hmm.
She was on an episode of 21 Jump Street
Ooh.
and The X-Files.
Oh, she was Mulder's girlfriend that one episode, the first one that Scully was never in.
The vampire one, yeah.
Yep.
So you're going to miss the second half?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, get out.
Well,
Yeah, we want to
Bye.
finish early, so go.
I'm staying then. Fuck you. I'll show you, you son of a bitch. Just for that, I'm staying, and I'm not going to say a word.
Oh no!
I'm just going to sulk.
No, please.
I'll just sit here sullenly staring at you.
Okay, we're
That was like when you have
Judging
company
you.
over, just be like, "Hey, you got work in the morning? Just you gonna leave?"
I do have work in the morning.
I don't know.
Like 5 in the morning.
Don't you have to go away?
Don't we all? Someday. Good night, everyone. Good night, live stream.
Toodles.
Have a nice life.
All right, say hi to your dogs for me.
Mm-hmm.
I will.
Oh snap!
They'll be very excited.
Good.
They're always very excited.
I know.
Have fun at dinner. Well, shall we do a thing?
Sure.
Nah, fuck it. Let's just go home.
I think you're the only one with the movie, right?
I have a few movies. So
Okay.
yeah.
He's like FX over here. He's got the movies.
Oh, I hear I'm about to clap when I don't have to.
Oh.
All right, and welcome back.
Hey,
Hey,
BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Second half. The half where we talk about things that weren't the things that we talked about in the first half.
So is it pretty much a me half? I
It
mean,
is.
like, am I the only one watching anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can probably just
Shit.
go.
I'm involved in a project.
Oh, okay.
Well, did I talk about season 2 of Glow?
I think I did briefly, but if you have any thoughts, go for it.
Yeah, I do. It's great.
Yeah.
You should watch it.
All right then.
I think I commented. I was like, it's amazing to me that, I'm not hesitant to any sort of like paradigm shifts, but it's fascinating to me that I think the two best seasons of television out of anything were Glow season 2 and Cobra Kai season 1.
Yeah.
Like internet streaming shows, 100%. Like that's just I don't know. It's still mildly weird to me to think about, but
Yeah. I haven't finished Cobra Kai, but I will agree about Glow season 2. It's fucking fantastic.
yeah, I think it's better than the first season. I mean, I think the first season was great. Just
Yeah. I had not experienced a whole lot of Mark Maron's stuff before. I'd caught a little here and there. He's a fucking genius in Glow. And I actually, when I was in LA, I caught him at the Comedy Store and was fucking hilarious in person. And so I also decided to check out some of the
his show,
show Maron
Yeah.
that's on
It's real-
IFC, I think.
really good.
And that is really, really good as well.
Yeah,
So
I his stand up, like sometimes it's great, to me. I mean, I think he has the capacity to be really funny, but like, I think when he sits and writes something, it's even better. I just feel like sometimes his stand up is a little too off the cuff, and it's like, tighten this up a little bit,
yeah, there was this bit though that he did about, and it was kind of an old man thing, like technology these days makes things a lot easier, and then he goes on this whole 10-minute thing about how before technology, if you didn't know, like if you had something in your head, like who is that guy that did all the stuff with the peanuts back in the day? You learned about him in school.
George
And he goes,
Washington Carpet.
he goes on a, he doesn't say the name, but he goes on a 10-minute tear about how your entire day would be like trying to think of this, and it's stuck in your head and it bothers you, and it's just had me in fucking tears. Just such a good bit, and the rest of his stuff was really funny too. But Maron, that I've been watching on it's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the second season of that, and it's really, really good as well.
Yeah, there's a new season popped up. I haven't watched yet, but I was otherwise caught up until recently.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But Glow knocks it out of the fucking park television, and it was really weird. There were signs all over LA for Glow. Like we live in a kind of boring ass town as far as crazy media advertisement goes, and getting immersed in all of the, like, driving down Sunset Strip and there's a billboard for every fucking movie out, and it's huge and ornate.
Yeah, it's weird. Like we don't get entertainment billboards here like ever. I mean, like every once in a while it'll be on one of the changing, video ones basically.
Yeah.
But like you go somewhere like even like closest being like Atlanta. I mean, it's like there's billboards for the next whatever movie, and there's a TV show we're pushing pretty hard.
Yeah. Entire sides of fucking buildings were covered with like skyscraper coming soon, or what was the Denzel one? Equalizer 2. There was a whole like 100-foot advertisement on a wall that was Equalizer 2, and then Glow had this giant, gorgeous, purpose-made billboard with like neon spelling out Glow. It was just fucking a beautiful advertisement. In addition to many, 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 many smaller advertisements across the entire rest of the city. That stuff is absolutely wild to me, and it was neat to see. But watch fucking Glow, man. Everybody in that show is really good.
Yeah.
Besides just Mark Maron. Like Alison Brie's good, and
Betty Gilpin.
Betty Gilpin is excellent.
Yep.
And that's it. That's all. Now it's the rest of it is Harlow Half.
Well, I mean, y'all might have some things to chime in for some of this.
Okay.
So speaking of things you should watch,
All right.
I went and saw Mission Impossible Fallout.
I'm hearing really good things about that.
I think
People
I have
really like it.
I think I have a new favorite Mission Impossible movie.
Is it Fallout?
It is fucking fantastic.
Wow.
Like it is so good. Like I mean, it's one of the best action movies I've seen in a long time. Like a straight up, I can call this an action movie. I mean, bordering on. I feel like Blockbuster and video stores kind of ruin certain words, but I mean, it is a straight up thriller. Like I mean, like not like thrillers eventually became like, oh, guys being or ladies being stalked by a guy, and that's a thriller. Yeah, it's like no. Me having my butt cheeks clenched for like 45 straight minutes is a goddamn thriller.
I thought you said it was an action movie.
I mean, like, my knuckles hurt literally after when this movie was over. I have not been this tense since like Gravity. Like,
Wow.
I mean, fuck, just like like when it was over, I was like, okay, now unclench. It's like, holy shit! I was just like, I didn't even realize. And like, I mean, the kind of movie like sitting next to people in a theater, like people just kept going. Just hearing gasps was like so good, and it's fantastic. I mean, I don't know that I have anything I particularly want to say because I don't want anybody to have any kind of spoilers. I mean, if you've seen any sort of trailers, there are certain things you're going to know. Like I like that this is a continuation of Rogue Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's it involves the same villain. I mean, that's all I'll say.
Right.
It's like all the other ones have been like, yeah, forget all that. We might have brought a person or two back. But this one's very much like, nope, picking up right after, where Rogue Nation left off. This is this one. Like, I think I finally have seen a good movie with Henry Cavill in it. I don't know that I had before, but I think my entire exposure to him has been Superman related.
Yeah.
Did you notice the beard/pocket thing in the moment?
The beard/pocket thing.
Yeah, so there's a fight with Henry Cavill where he like that's this movie, right?
Yeah.
Fallout,
Where he reloads his fists.
Yeah, where he's wearing a button-up shirt and he like reloads his fists. So he like shakes them out in front of him for the listening audience. And when he does that, at some point, either like right before or right after, his beard grows from almost nothing to like a full couple days shadow, and his shirt gains a breast pocket.
Oh.
I did not notice.
It's weird. They're gifts, so you can look them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you happen to notice in the moment, because I imagine it would be pretty hard to catch it in that moment, but the internet obviously nitpicks everything to death and found it.
Absolutely. The only other thing I want to throw out is just it's not my joke, but I think it's the best thing I've read in a while. They were like, if you want to look like Henry Cavill out of Mission Impossible, just go into a barbershop and ask for the Snyder cut.
Oh.
Which I was like, well fucking played, whomever came up with that.
Yeah.
Because for having a mustache, which is generally, mustache, pretty much, primarily mustache alone, he has some, 5 o'clock shadow going on the rest of his face. He looks really good. I mean, it's a good mustache. I will say, like, he's rocking the mustache, like Sam Elliott style.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, mustaches in general are usually kind of weird looking these days. Otherwise, I basically watched all the other Mission Impossibles except for 2.
You should watch 2. It's good.
Maybe.
Do I need to watch all of the Missions Impossible to watch Fallout?
No, you should watch 3, 4, and 5 though
Okay.
to fully appreciate it. Because with Mission Impossible 3, they basically Fast and the Furious, it like the first 3 Fast and Furious kind of sort of matter, but not really. Only just like, hey, now you know why Roman shows up and why Ludacris is here and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like a real story starts with 3. Like 1 and 2 is just like, yeah, other than like, hey, if you remember Ving Rhames, that's why he's still here, because he shows up in the first one and kind of keeps coming back. But otherwise, it's like there is like almost no reference to them later to the first 2. Like one-off little lines would be like, just, hey, remember when we broke into CIA headquarters? Like little things like that. It's just like it's almost not important what happened in the first 2. But 3, I mean, I would say watch them because they're all great.
Okay.
I mean,
fair enough.
Like, here's the thing. I shit on Mission Impossible 2. It's still fun. It's dumb, and it's not a fucking Mission Impossible movie. It's a weird John Woo kung fu motorcycle thing.
Is that the one with the... So that's the one with the motorcycle fight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that also the one with the chewing gum on the wall?
No, that's the original one.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the one with the masks?
There's lots
that
of masks and
All of them have masks.
All of them have all the masks?
I think
Okay.
2 went crazy with the masks, though. Like,
Okay.
2 was like...
I think
like
I've seen-
15 like whoop reveals.
Okay, I think I've seen that one, because there's like some double layer mask action
I think
in
so.
two,
Yes.
isn't there? Yeah.
Where it's like a mask on top of a mask.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
I'm
like-
pretty sure I've seen 2.
So, like,
I'll skip to 3, 4. And
I know people have strong opinions about all the Missions Impossible, but I like the first one because it's a Brian De Palma movie. It's shot with crazy long, like double focus, rack focus shots and things like that. It's like it's got Brian De Palma craziness. Now, the CG, especially at the end, is fucking atrocious because it's 1996. It looks bad now. It always will.
Yes.
Unless they go, fully special edition it. And I guess I've heard complaints that because if you're a diehard original Mission Impossible fan, it's kind of bullshit in the story. Whatever. I'm not going to spoil any more than that. If you, for some reason, haven't seen a many-year-old movie.
Yes.
2 is just, like I said, it's barely a Mission Impossible movie. It's just fucking like John Woo going John Woo crazy with motorcycles and all kinds of stupid stunts and horrible tie-ins and very late 90s Limp Bizkit-y bullshit. I'm just saying it is. I mean, like, it's very much a product of its time. It's not bad. It's still watchable.
Yeah.
But 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all great fucking films in their own rights. Like, I mean, like, that's when it suddenly becomes like a real series.
Right.
So, like, I'll just do a quick recap. I mean, I skipped 2 mostly because I didn't have time. I watched 3, 4, and 5, planning to go see Fallout. I was like, I'm going to do just like I said, I'm going to do my little recap, catch all these. 3 still great. I mean, I've heard people complain that the story's not good, and it's Philip Seymour Hoffman's bad guy that like it makes it good. I don't agree. I think it's great all around. Ghost Protocol still, I think, has some of the best set pieces of all of them. But of all of them, like, I would kind of complain about the story. It'd be that one. Like, I remember all the cool set pieces. I didn't remember why things were happening.
Yeah, I don't even.
But, like, the Burj Khalifa scene and stuff like that is still fucking awesome. And I didn't really honestly remember much about Rogue Nation. I should have, because that's a really damn good movie.
That's the one with the underwater centrifuge, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's still got dumb stuff in it, but like it's a really solid movie, and it's got really solid action moments in it. And I almost like I think I like it more because it's so integral to watching Fallout, which is just fucking like a 5-star movie. It is fantastic. Yeah, there's so many good action set pieces in Fallout that it's amazing. Like, I heard someone today comparing it, was like, this may have replaced Ronin with the best car chase sequence of all time. And I'm like, and they're like, I don't know, up for debate. Maybe it'll just get you to watch Ronin again to compare. And I'm like, that's fine. I mean, I was close to watching it just for comparison's sake because that movie's great. But yeah, it's way up there though. So Fallout's fantastic. You should go see it on as big and loud a screen as you can possibly muster. Don't wait. I'm saying don't wait for home because like it's got good scope.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to a theater. Like get thee to a theater. It's that good.
Okay.
So anything? Oh, I have one other thing worth mentioning. I guess I've been rewatching some movies lately. Like I rewatched Anchorman and other random shit.
Yeah.
Not important. Just things I felt like rewatching. But one other new movie I watched is, I guess this is gonna be like plugging Netflix half, but I watched their original movie, a Stupid and Futile Gesture, about the
the
National Lampoon's
guy? Yeah.
guy. Yeah. Have you seen it? Anyone else seen
No.
it? Okay.
I keep forgetting it exists because it's on Netflix, and of course,
futile and stupid. I said it backwards.
Yeah.
Futile and stupid gesture, but I forgot the guy's name already. Doug Kinney.
Mm-hmm.
Who was one of the co-creators of, he wrote for the Harvard Lampoon, and then said, "Hey, I don't really want to get a real job. What if we turn this into a national magazine? We'll rent out the name or whatever from Harvard and do this full time."
Mm-hmm.
It's actually like a really fascinating movie. I mean, it's funny and it's kind of fun to watch. Somewhat famous people now play famous people of yesteryear because
Right.
I mean, National Lampoon's kind of sort of responsible for uniting the original SNL cast for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like they had them doing their radio show and stuff, and then Lorne Michaels just like picked them all off, and said like, "I'm hiring you."
Yeah.
And it's kind of, it's kind of sort of ambiguous about that. Like, I mean, in watching it, I was just like, "Oh man, that feels like a real shitty thing to do." Just be like, "I'm taking your entire cast," but
Yeah,
free will,
that's-
whatever. That's Hollywood. That's just deal making.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was presented sort of in a movie of like, I think it was a rough patch time where this guy was going through some shit and of his own making, basically. But
Yeah, he was a rough dude.
yeah. But the fascinating thing about it is I knew nothing about the guy, and I think like that's the best way to watch it. Like, it's one of those like normally I feel like you watch a biopic or a biopic, whatever you want to call it, and you have some knowledge of the person, and you're just like, well, when are they going to work in when they did this or when I knew basically nothing about this guy and didn't read anything about it. And so watching the movie, it's got like an interesting twist, sort of, like if that makes any sense. I mean, if you know anything about him, it's not going to be, but I didn't, so
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is kind of interesting, and it's directed by David Wayne, from like the State, and I mean he's directed other things, and there's more going on than like a simple biopic or a simple silly comedy. Like it's almost art. Like I mean it is a form of art. I'm just saying like it's almost transcends to like a higher level thing. It's definitely worth watching is what I'm trying to get at. And yeah, I mean there is sort of a, I mean kind of like how I mean I don't like Animal House like now. I mean I recognize what Animal House is or was and did and all that, but like you watch it now and it's just like fuck all y'all.
Yep.
Like fuck everybody in this, because
The Dean is right.
yeah. I mean like it's a product of like getting older, and it's a product of just being an adult and having like responsibility, and
Yeah.
you can't be an asshole forever because at the end of the day, like someone's just got to take care of you, and that's not fair to them, kind of thing. So like when you become somewhat of a responsible person, it's hard to watch these things and laugh at them. And it's not rebellion. It's like, infantileness,
Well, it's like the whole slobs versus snobs concept is like, can't you just be a normal person and oppose the rich assholes?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do you have to live in filth?
Right. Yeah.
Like, why do you just have to sleep on pizza and there's broken glass everywhere? And
It's
you
called
have-
Sleepsa.
it's
Chuck, all the kids are doing it.
So I mean, if that vibe is, I mean, I would just say like I recognize that vibe, and I oppose it now.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of worried about watching this movie because I was like, well, these are the people that created that and thought that was like the bee's knees and everything. So am I going to be like, well, fuck all y'all too? It didn't give me that vibe. It was just more like it felt like it was portrayed as more tragic than it was just like completely 100% choice.
Right.
It was just like circumstance, location, maybe some mental problems that were unidentified at the time, kind of thing like that. It's like, I think this is more like time, place, person, factors, like not like just like, fuck you, society, kind of like that,
Right.
kind of like I'm smart enough to know better. It was like, no, I think the dude probably had some issues that just weren't identified at the time.
Yeah.
Kind of deal,
There's an official documentary about that dude, which I think I talked about on here before. It's called Drunk, Stoned, Brilliant, Dead, where they just basically get everybody to talk about how National Lampoon was founded. And I think when I talked about that, I said that especially the magazine stuff, like the National Lampoon thing, is so not what I consider in any way to be humorous, because for the most part it's just fuck everybody. And like, I'm of the mindset of fuck most people, but there are some good people who don't deserve your scorn. And it's like, this was just, no man, fuck everybody. Like, the people holding truth to power are assholes, and the people who are getting oppressed are assholes. And it's just like, guys, you can only be so nihilistic and be funny at the same time. Eventually it just becomes just sad. And the documentary does a good job of like people who are, that was that dude's mindset, and other people were like, dude, you gotta lighten up. We gotta tell jokes, and we gotta put out, do business things. And he's just like, nah, fuck everything.
Well, I mean, this is played much more like in the vein of like Three Stooges. Yeah. Like, just where comedy is comedy and never take anything serious.
Right.
That's the vibe that this movie has going for it. So, I mean, truthfulness, I don't know. You watch an actual documentary, that's probably much closer to the truth, especially if there's footage and whatnot. But I mean, this is just played for, like, why, life is short. Why would we take anything serious? And it's the fucking 70s, so how much was there to be overly critical or serious? I mean, the late 70s, the early 70s, sure. But, how much is there really to be too concerned about, except for, oh no, gas costs more. I mean, that was literally it. Like, that was like all that was going on. And,
Well, we were coming out of Watergate, and...
Yeah, but that was early 70s, the end of Vietnam, Watergate, all of that. That was 72, 70.
Mid-70s.
I'm saying this is like 76 and on. Yeah.
But, I mean, that whole... The early 70s broke society, basically. So, I mean... It kind of gave us this. Like, that National Lampoon kind of was born out of...
Sure. And like I said, I am of the opinion that, like, this kind of ties in, not meaning this to mean, like, get too political or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but to me, I'm not saying comedy is sacred. I'm saying comedy is supposed to be whatever gets a laugh from somebody is comedy. And... it's sort of like we're tying into, like, specifically like the James Gunn thing. It's like, I don't find that funny, but that's not a fireable offense. It's just like, well, that's not funny. That's it. Like, that's as far as something like that is supposed to go. Yeah. It's just like, that's not funny. Okay, noted. I will not try that kind of humor again. And then to me, like, this just kind of ties into that. Of like, that this was just a time where, you're coming out of, like, Lenny Bruce era, you're rolling into Richard Pryor era, and it's like, holy shit, like, everything is about pushing boundaries. So that's all they were doing is like, what's the next boundary we can cross? Who else can we piss off? And I mean, this is why people hate or love South Park. Like, they just try to offend everybody. I feel like South Park tries to generally circle back around to some sort of a message, not just be like, yeah, fuck everything equally. I mean, I feel like it tries to circle back around to saying something sometimes.
Right.
I don't feel like National Lampoon probably did that, in the magazine form at least. So,
yeah,
I don't know. My point is, it's just like, comedy is supposed to be a thing. It's like, obviously we're not being serious. Like, we're not saying... do the awful things that we're saying. We're trying to get a laugh, and if whether or not you laugh, that's your own business. Like, I just don't think you can't offend anyone. Someone has to allow themselves to be offended. Somebody said that a long time ago, and I feel like that's one of the most poignant things you can think. Is like, you can't offend anybody. It's someone else's choice to be offended by it.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not saying, especially when it comes to comedy. I mean, I'm not saying like you should walk up and like spit in a soldier's face and be like, you're a baby killer. It's like, no, that's offensive, and it's you're transgressing upon their self. You're being serious.
Right.
That's there's two different things. But comedy is like, it can be offensive. It's allowed to be offensive. If it provokes a laugh, then it's done its job. So, and then the world is supposed to just work itself out and be like, when someone's not funny on stage, they're supposed to have no audience, and then they stop it or change their act. But if people keep showing up, how can someone else come in and go like, that's wrong? You know? So,
Exactly.
yeah. Anyway, whatever. Soapbox over. Fucking done. I don't care.
Okay.
Fuck
Fucking
everything.
done.
Fuck everything.
Done.
I don't know. Maybe we just probably have reached a some sort of zenith or whatever in our society where it's like there are no more boundaries to push, you know. So all we can do is revert back and start building some boundaries again. You know, we've literally said everything as a joke at this point. Somebody has, you know, like what the fuck else is there like to push? There's no more boundaries. So I just feel like it's the ebb and flow of the universe. Like now it's time to build some boundaries, and 50 years from now we'll be breaking them down again.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. I just, like you got Marquis de Sade shit, and it's like, and then like that was fucking crazy back then, and then it's like then they go all prudish again, and then it's like, you know, it's a fucking ebb and flow.
Yeah.
It's fucking ebb and flow.
It is, man.
Fucking ebb and flow.
I don't know.
Way she goes, Ricky. Way she goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a futile, stupid gesture, I guess, and some bonus, you know, commentary.
Your mom's a futile and stupid gesture.
You're right.
Wow. Oh, that's a joke. I get it. Okay, sorry.
I don't mean
Clutched
that.
my pearls there for a second.
Your mom's always been pretty nice to me.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what I'm going for. I'm going for nice core.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to offend the shit out of people by being nice to them.
And every once in a while, you
You're
just
gonna be
like
a nice lord.
Yes, I'm gonna be a nice lord. Fuck it, I'm changing my fucking Twitter name, Nice Lord 2018.
nice lady. Got to go opposite, like lords and ladies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't be an edge lord. You got to be a nice lady.
That's not how I identify. I identify as a nice lord.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of ladies that identify as edge lords, but
Well,
Those are edge ladies.
are they? They're edge
They
ladies.
can
yeah.
be if that's what they want to
Edge
be.
ladies.
Ladies can do stuff now.
I'm a nice lord looking for a nice lady. No more weed lord boner Hitler. It's now nice lord.
weed lord boner Hitler. Okay.
There's a whole internet thing about that.
Never fucking heard that.
There's like some like fax for the family or something like that where it had like a live stream of a fax machine and a bunch of people like it was like fax your agreement with this dumb thing, and a bunch of people just sent in like stupid names, and one of the best ones was Weed Lord Boner Hitler.
Somehow it becomes funnier every time it's said. So this is what I'm talking about. There would people be out there like, do not make jokes using Hitler. It's like,
Here it is.
yeah. But
Republicans trolled by Weed Lord Boner Hitler, an online healthcare petition stunt. The National Republican Congressional Committee invited anyone on the internet to sign a petition to repeal Obamacare, then live streamed a printer as it printed out the personalized petitions one by one. And people trolled the shit out of it. There you go. Weed Lord Boner Hitler. That's part of our national, our national history now.
it just has a certain flow too.
Yeah.
That's what's like.
Yeah,
that's what's
a
really
real
bad.
good.
Lord
Yeah.
Boner Hitler.
Yeah.
It's like something those kids would nominate when they were like, "We need to rename our high school." How about Weed Lord Boner Hitler High?
Oh,
High School High School face and Weed Lord Boner Hitler.
speaking of things like that, my high school like senior class, everyone had to like vote on a senior class song.
Sure, yeah.
I guess it was going to be played during graduation. I worked for. I was on the part of the newspaper
Okay.
that tallied up the votes, and yeah, the administration basically changed it because we all voted for Killing in the Name,
Okay, yeah.
Rage Against the Machine,
Uh-huh.
because we were like, they're going to play it live at graduation. Fuck you! I won't do what you tell me.
Right, yeah.
And so it won by a sweeping margin, but it was voted as Smashing Pumpkins today
Oh,
because that was second place.
right.
Second place with 2 votes.
Yeah.
So, literally fake news happening.
It was
from
fake,
your
well-
newspaper.
So you should have had somebody running with a boombox at graduation and just take the L for the team.
Yeah.
Hey, can't
Yeah.
trust polls.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's our nice little diversion there.
Yeah, that was a good
The
time.
history of Weed Lord Boner Hitler.
101.
Harlow's graduation.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Welcome to the world. It's fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
I am a nice lord.
Welcome to the weird world.
So
If you like Imagine Dragons.
Yeah. Imagine dragging your ass over to BMFcast.com and I was trying to think of another one, but I'm not that smart tonight. Yeah, dragging your ass over to BMFcast.com.
and CD's links.
CD's links, yeah. Nice, Jack. I like it. I
Thanks.
like it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, links on the right-hand side. Those will take you to things like our Patreon, where you can give us money for all these
For both of these.
for both of these
podcasts.
both of these jokes.
Oh my god.
And if you want to donate to the plight of Suggandees, then check out that Patreon and help people who have a severe case of ligma. Or whatever. I don't know. I'm just trying to cram all the memes in here before we go. Yeah, Patreon, patreon.com/BMFcast. That's where you can give us money.
And there's bonus content.
There is bonus content.
Polls and
There's a
stuff
lot
for
of it,
BMFcast Extra.
Yeah, y'all are going buck wild on BMFcast Extra over
Yeehaw.
We really are.
We're going Bay Wild
there. Yes,
currently.
and you're also going buck wild on Doctor Who U. There's some shit going down there. It's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing nothing to contribute to the Patreon.
You're on our Let's Slay episodes.
Yeah,
I
which we
am.
will be
I
recording
am.
more of soon, and you can join us. If
We
you'd
will
like.
be. We will be. You can see me play a video game with the boys.
It's documented. He has played a game.
I have.
In his year of game.
No, it is not Year of Game. No. Also, check out noquarters.net. We just dropped a hot new episode last week, so
Filthy banger.
make sure to check that out. I was not present for that, but
That's why it was filthy.
that's why it was filthy. Yeah,
So
I would have
filthy.
cleaned it up. I would have balanced out some of the hate, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
I assume there's hate. I haven't listened to the episode yet because
a little bit
I
of
am a
hate.
scrub lord.
We're haters.
Yeah. I'm just assuming from the title that Harlow was hating on No Man's Sky. So, anyway, also BMF at BMFcast.com for all of your emailing needs and for all of your phone calling needs. 9105-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. Give Garfield a call, especially if you're driving cross country in either a train or an 18-wheeler. The old guy's been lonely, so wake him up and give him something to do.
Right.
Well, let's get out of here, shall we?
Yes.
I'm Harlow.
Mackie's gone. I'm BJ,
I'm Chuck.
and this is BMFcast out. See you next time.
Mackie's gone.
Mackie's gone.
Gone.
Where is Mackie?
Oh no! We went dark.
Oh no!
I clicked one too many things off.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I think my love affair of games might be back. I found a game I fucking love.
Oh, there's a game you like.
I like a game.
Nice. What's it called?
Slay the Spire.
I have heard of that.
That is so much my fucking jam.
I have been playing. Somebody gave me a copy of No Man's Sky on Steam, and I've been playing the shit out of it because I still love the game.
Yeah, it's bad that we just recorded No Quarters because I would be like, oh, no, Slay the Spire is fucking dope.
Yeah.
Because, people like it when we say dope.
Dope.
Hey, look, guys, BJ's back.
I get it. How's the back of my head looking these days?
Yeah,
About the same?
not as good as the top. When you sung on these.
I know.
All right, we're sorry for ball jokes and whatever the fuck else we talked about. If you were offended, please direct all email to we don't fucking care at bmfcast.com. Good night, everybody. We love you.